Company here in Long Beach, California, and also Dr. Farnaz Khalegi. Dr. Khalegi is Executive Director of the Long Beach Community Improvement League. The Long Beach Community Improvement League is Long Beach's oldest anti-poverty organization. So at this time, Barbara and Dr. Farah are going to also say hello and welcome you so that we can get this party started. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Robbie. This is so exciting. I'm just so happy to see all these wonderful faces today, and we're going to have just a marvelous time. I want to welcome everyone and thank you for taking the time to join us. We put together a wonderful program for you, as you can see, and just enjoy the day. Dr. Khalegi.
Good morning, everyone. It's absolutely a pleasure to be with you all, especially after 1 year that we missed, unfortunately, the 2020 webinar that we were actually it wasn't webinar, it was in person, and we couldn't have it. And I am very, very happy to be with all of you, and I want to thank all these ladies and other people that they really put a lot of time to have such a beautiful program for you. And next year, we promised you we're going to have it in person at the Marriott Hotel, and I'll be more than happy to provide childcare for the ladies at our site. Thank you, and please enjoy your day.
Thank you so much, Barbara and Farah. I appreciate that. And just to quickly reiterate, next year we will be back here at the Marriott in the Grand Ballroom, and you heard it right straight from Dr. Farnaz Khalegi. She will be providing complimentary child care so that you can leave your children there in her care or in the care of her very capable staff. And we're going to meet you here at the Marriott Grand Ballroom. So without further ado, I will introduce today's moderator. We have with us Ms. Sharon Sharp. Sharon is returning with us. She was out of the country the last couple of years, but we're so excited to have her back. Ms. Sharp acknowledges that God is the author and the finisher of her life, and with him, all things are possible. And I completely agree with her, and I'm sure that everyone listening agrees also. So without further ado, today's moderator, Ms. Sharon Sharp.
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been quite a year, y'all, but this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We've got a great program. So for those lucky and blessed enough to be here, you are in for a treat. Now, Webster defines treat as an event that is out of the ordinary, and it gives great pleasure. So sit back, get your pen and paper. We've got experts. We're just gonna have a good time. So first, let's start with Stacy Lewis, Taking the Path to Success. Stacy, are you ready? Give me a thumb.
I'm ready. You ready for me to go?
Ready for you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm so honored and humbled to be here today to assist in kicking off the 2021 Miss Single Mom Empowerment Forum. I know we weren't able to connect last year due to the pandemic, but I know that we're all grateful to be back at it today. Before we get started, I want all of you to please join me in giving a huge shout out and virtual hug to Miss Robbie, Miss Barbara, Dr. Farah, and all the other extraordinary women that continue to choose to amplify their voice, their resources, and time in this space. Today, you're going to hear from an amazing group of women. And to all the panelists and speakers, And women here, again, I'm humbled to share this stage with you. Thank you, and I see you. So let me take just a few moments to tell you who I am and why I'm so inspired to be here today. My name is Stacey Lewis, and I'm proud to be a woman. Yes, I have a lot of titles, and you probably read them in my bio. But first and foremost, I am a woman, and that is what connects us. I have the distinct professional privilege to serve as the Chief Human Resources Officer for the Port of Long Beach, the second largest port in the nation, the 8th largest in the world. We have over 550 employees with a very robust capital improvement plan for the future. What does that mean for you? We are the city's largest economic engine as it relates to employment opportunities. 1 in 8 jobs in the city of Long Beach is created by the port. I'll share a little bit about that a little later. I'm also the CEO of HR Interrupted, an online community dedicated to disrupting the status quo as it relates to historical HR principles and practices that, quite frankly, no longer add value to the employee experience. I'm a wife, a mother of 3, daughter, sister, community leader, and engaged advocate and champion for all things as it relates to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. I'm a lifelong learner with a sincere desire to be and do better every day. But that's enough about me. Today's not about me, it's about you. So when Ms. Robbie connected with me regarding being the initial conversation starter, also known as the keynote speaker for today around the topic of taking the path to success, my heart skipped a beat and my eyes lit up. I thought, what an amazing way to start this extraordinary event. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you what I call just some life lessons that I just want you to consider as you begin or continue to take your path to success. These are life nuggets that have been very impactful and instrumental in assisting in creating who I am today, both personally and professionally. So let's get started. Let's take the word. Let's look at a word action, take. Take is an action word. It is defined as lay hold of something with one's hand, reach for and hold on to. So as you take the path of success, I would like you just to consider the following. This first one, let's be purposeful. What do you mean, Stacey? Have a plan for success. Not kind of have a plan, maybe have a plan, sort of have a plan, thinking about a plan, tossing around a plan. Have a plan. And not only have a plan, but have it written down. Now, I know that that may sound simple, but let me just tell you, if you don't say it and see it and do it, it won't happen. Every morning, I recite my plans for the day and my personal mission statement. And while my personal mission statement is too long to recite right now, I make sure, ladies, that every day I say the following. I thank God for another day. I will be kind, engaged, focused, alert. All those who come into my presence, they will know that they matter, and I will continue to create opportunities and open doors for all the nameless, faceless, voiceless folks that need me and that are relying on me to be my very best in this space by saying what needs to be said and challenging the status quo. So whether you want to secure a new job, go back to school, start your own business, run for office, whatever that is, be purposeful and intentional in that pursuit. That means have a well thought out plan that is deliberately executed. See, success doesn't happen by chance. It happens by chore. Next thing I want you to consider after being purposeful is be productive. Now that you have a bona fide plan with purpose, the Bible says that faith without works is dead. Move into action. Now, let me be clear. Sometimes we believe that action is this big overarching moment or thing. And in some instances, that is true. However, moving to action could be something as simple as just moving down the path that you have defined and determined for your success. So for example, if your purposeful and intentional plan is to start your own business, then every single day, You should be doing something to move towards that goal. Approach it with laser-like precision. When I first started HR Interrupted, not a day went by or goes by that I don't do something for my plan. I make calls, I do research, I connect, I'm resourceful. I purposely dedicate a minimum of 1 hour a day to fulfill my plan for HRI. Now, I know that with life, you may not have an hour, but have something, whether 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 10 minutes. In other words, let's go get them. Third, let's be patient. You're purposeful and you're productive. Be patient. This doesn't mean, ladies, that you stop or you give up. Being patient means sometimes on your path to your plan, you may experience delays, problems, unforeseen issues, struggles, disappointments, or obstacles. Don't let that deter you. Actually, let that ignite you. In some instances, you may have to pivot your plan. If the pandemic taught us nothing else, it did teach us that almost anything is possible. Out of this unforeseen worldwide event, new ideals and opportunities for success were born. How we do business, the future of work, and how we connect all changed overnight. Sometimes despair, disappointment brings about determination. You know, I remember when I was young in my career and I went on an interview for a huge entertainment conglomerate, so I'm not going to say their name because they still exist. And the man refused to interview me because I was Black. He tried to hide it behind a lot of things, but simply it was because of the way I looked. And while it was one of the most demeaning experiences I've ever had, ladies, it gave me the grit that I have now to be a champion and advocate in the HR space around equity and inclusion. That day, as I cried uncontrollably in my car, I said, no one will ever be treated like that on my watch. No, ma'am. As the wise mothers say, trouble don't last always, but as long as you're purposeful and productive and have a little patience. Next, be proud. Keep your head up. You matter. Yeah, I know life can be different. We've known that over the last year, but your path to success is yours. It's not mine. It's not Miss Robbie's. It's not Miss Sullivan's. It's not Miss Crystal's. It's yours. So own it with grace to grow, a space to pivot, and decide your own pace as you go down your path. You know, as women, we tend to be everything to everybody. But today I want to give you permission to move to the front of the line as well. For me, I've had a lot of those aha or proud moments in my life. But one that I want to share with you that resonates with me happened most recently. I have 2 grown daughters, and for this year's International Women's Day, they surprised me and they gave me flowers and a beautiful card, Miss Sullivan, that said, Mom, because you have been, you are, and continue to be everything that we are, we will, and we desire to be. We are you. That was a proud moment, and I wanted to say that and say it loud. So it's okay. It is absolutely okay to move to the front of the line and take care of you, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You deserve it. And those around you that you are everything to deserve it as well. So as you are purposeful and productive and patient and proud, last but definitely not least, be prayerful. Ladies, as we have seen over the last year with the pandemic, the heightened awareness of social injustices by the murdering of George Floyd, the economic downturn of our nation, and the daily constant reminders that our lives really don't matter. As you forge and take this path to success by being purposeful and productive and patient, we have to be prayerful. Ask for guidance. Ask for wisdom. Ask for understanding. Meditate in grace. Meditate in grit. Ask for kindness. Ask for love. Meditate in truth. Ask for covering and ask for unmerited favor. Ask for continued protection over your children, your families, your loved ones, and yourself. Yet more importantly, while we are asking, let's remember to give praise and admiration to all that has been done, is being done, and will be continue to be done. Greatness awaits. So today, allow these amazing women to deposit life's truths into your personal and professional accounts because the village really cares. So for more information about how I'm contributing to the village, for information regarding employment opportunities at the Port of Long Beach, please go to our website, polb.com. The Port is a department of the City of Long Beach. So you can also find additional job opportunities at longbeach.gov. You can also connect with me on social media on all platforms at HR Interrupted. Feel free also to connect with me and LinkedIn, and we'll put this all in the chat. But if you just want to know that the village sees you, please connect with me personally. You want to have a conversation, email me at info@HRinterrupted. Women, have an amazing forum. And remember, the village is here for you. With all that is said and done, and when it's all over, women, we see you, we feel you, we hear you. You know why? Because we are you. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Wow, Stacy, thank you. Purposeful, productive, patient. You hit the nail on the head. Thank you so much. Woo! So let's now get our morning panel together. So Samantha, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see me? Samantha, Crystal Moselle.
See you.
And Melissa Guy. Melissa? Okay, I'll just give us some. It's technology. We're coming. We're coming.
Yeah, I think she's frozen.
Okay. Just. So there is the chat room is available. There's some very important information that will be there. Also, if you have a comment or you would like to ask a question, we ask that you please utilize the chat room. So while we're getting our panel together, can we see our participants? Do we see signs?
That's Melissa. That's Chris.
Okay.
That's Melissa. You got Melissa, who else?
Crystal.
Her, where did she go?
I can hear you guys and I'm here. Yes. And Melissa's under Mel Kai Guy.
Yes, I'm here. I can hear everyone.
Yes, she is. Okay, she can hear us. Good morning, ladies. So we're ready to start our panel, but I'm going to ask each of you to give a brief synopsis of your level of expertise. So we'll start with Samantha Scully.
Hello, ladies. As the team has said, my name is Samantha Scully, and I am here to talk to you about basically how to network and how to get a job, whether you're in IT, whether you're an administrative, or whether you want to work with drones. I'm very glad to be here today. I was looking forward to being here in person, but Zoom works. So please remember to look at the chat and also put any questions in there and remember to save that. So you just want me to do an intro, correct?
That's it.
Okay.
Now, Crystal Moselle.
Good morning, ladies. Woo! I got to get you exhilarated, okay? We have to get started. You guys, my name is Crystal Moselle, and I am the special operations director for Faithful Central Bible Church, and also the operations director for our nonprofit called Champions for Progress. I am going to be talking to you guys today about personal finance, and my expertise comes from personal experience. That's number one. That's the best teacher, right? Learning on your own, understanding. And also from over 15 years in the financial field, which I am currently working with one of our top African-American financial advisors, Pastor George Thompson at Thompson Wealth Management. So I come to you with many years of experience, and we're going to get on this road to prosperity and generosity by the time we're finished today, okay?
All right. And Melissa Guy, a brief introduction.
Good morning. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's an absolute honor to join the Miss Single Mom Empowerment Forum again. I don't know if I've been there all 5 years, but I know I've at least been here at least 4 years out of the 5 years. And I'm so passionate about sharing at this conference, one, because I was raised by a group of single mothers. And so with them being a part of a village, I attribute much of what I do today, which I'll be talking to you about business, I attribute it to the single mothers in the village that raised me to be the woman that I am today. So again, Miss Robbie, Miss Sullivan, Dr. Farr, all of you, thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk about business, the power we have as women to run businesses, to excel at them, and to create them. I look forward to sharing.
Thank you. Then ladies, since we're ready, let's get to it. So I'm going to start with Samantha. Samantha, this year has been a rough year. So companies have figured out we have to work remote, we church remote, we even socialize remotely. So what skills or characteristics can make an effective remote worker?
Well, first of all, I wanted to know, can I share my screen? Can I do that? Because I wanted to share a few rows for people. Okay, all right. Let's see here. Screen 2. Okay, so you said what roles are available remotely? Well, now things have changed. Lots of roles are available remotely. Personally, I've been working remotely, I would say for the last 25 years. I'm a single mom, like a lot of the ladies on this here in the conference, and I was working remotely as a software trainer back in the days when they first got computers. Some of you might not know the names, but back in the day there was like a 386 where you had to put the hard drive in and do everything yourself. Then there was a 46, and it was all together. So back then, when you were just building computers, what I did was, I was like, I can't build them, but I can definitely learn how to use the software. So I call myself a guru for technical training, because as a technical trainer, what I learned was I can learn anything and come into this particular industry and start, marketing myself as a technical trainer. So my options here today, what I wanted to show the ladies were, you can be SOBI, because in addition to being a technical trainer, I also like, I guess you could say like the comic books. So I thought like one of the ways that I could kind of relate to the ladies were to present like kind of like superheroes. So here is SOBI. She's a sole entrepreneur. Here's P Fox. She's a freelancer. Here's Paisley. She's a consultant. And here is Hopper. She's a contractor. So first of all, can everybody see the visual?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. So now that, as the question was, can you work, what jobs are available? Like I say, there are lots of jobs. You can either be a sole entrepreneur, the freelancer or the consultant or a contractor, or you can get a typical employee job. I suggest that you can now in the days of COVID, things have changed where, you might not have a 40-hour employee job now. So I said, like, let's introduce these options. So give me a second here. So Sophie, she's a drone pilot. So she's something different. A solopreneur, you don't necessarily have to be a drone pilot, but it's something that you are passionate about. So as a solopreneur, she's a drone pilot, meaning that she took the skills, or she took her past skills where she knew how to put cars together or things together, and she decided she wanted to be a drone pilot. My next one is PFox. PFox is a freelancer. So she's like more of a digital designer. Again, you might not be a digital designer as a freelancer. You might be something else where you knit, or you might want to put together rooms, or, like the lady that's on, what is the lady that's on that show where she shows people how to organize things? Either way, whatever skill you have, you can still be a freelancer. But again, I wanted to showcase PFox as a digital designer because she is into movies and games. So she says, hey, I know how to work computers. I know how to use my phone, and I like games. I'm going to be a freelancer, but I'm going to do digital games. My next one is Paisley. Paisley is a little bit more technical. Paisley says, well, I think I want to go and get me a 4-year, 6-year degree. I'm going to be an engineering consultant. So Paisley says, I'm going to help people build highways and infrastructure, which we all know that is something that is needed in our world today. Hopper. Hopper is a contractor. And you said, well, what's the difference between Hopper and the other ones? Hopper, she's basically a kind of like a temp, but her particular projects are robotics. She's into robotics. She wants to build robotics. And there's actually a female named Sophia, who is a robot who is actually going out making money in Dubai. And I think she's been on a couple of USA shows. But in a nutshell, what I want to say to all of you that, just get back to my first one here. When it comes to career opportunities, you can be basically anything you want, especially now with COVID-19. You don't necessarily have to stick to the traditional 40-hour job. Me being a rebel, I graduated college in 1995. Microsoft didn't hire me. IBM did not hire me. So I kind of became like a solopreneur. And I decided to learn softwares, and I put myself out there, and I said, companies, hire me. And yes, it's not easy, but when you align yourself with different types of associations, different type of mentors like Robbie, or women like myself and others, then you will get to where you need. So I'm going to pause right there because I don't know how much time I have.
You're good. You can just wrap up the question and we'll move on. So just finish. Go ahead.
Okay, so I guess my next question, my question to the ladies, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to be a freelancer? Do you want to be an employee? Do you want to be a contractor? Do you want to be a solopreneur where you can go down to Long Beach and get a contract as a contractor? So I would ask them, what do you want to do?
Great. Thank you. Thank you. My next question, a finance question. So Moselle, so the one thing that's quite critical, a lot of people don't know because they think I don't have enough money for a budget. What is so important about a household budget, and why do I need one?
Okay, you guys. So I know the concern. I recall when budgeting first came into play for me. And it's one of those words we want to run from because we want to buy those shoes on sale at Macy's, right? We want to go on that European trip. And so when we think budget, we think limitations. Stop. I want to stop you right there. Budgeting allows us to do those things that we want to do, that we plan to do. When Stacy was speaking, she really just hit what she spoke about hit everything in finance that I would speak of, right? She first said, be deliberate. So a budget allows you and causes you to be deliberate on how you spend your money. The second thing she said was be productive. So even with a budget, there's productivity involved in that. Checking it, making sure that you are staying on task and on track. And then the other part was be patient. So we want to take that European trip. I want you to be patient because we're going to save to take the trip. And I love sharing personal stories because they hit us where our hearts are, right? So we took a family trip one year, planned for the trip, right? I budgeted it out and we took the kids, husband went, and we got there. And what I didn't plan for was all the excursions and the extra stuff, right? So what did we do? We didn't want to spend the cash. We put it on a credit card. So the scuba diving, the classes, the sunset boat ride, the trip to all the other different islands in the Caribbean, we all put that on credit card. You guys, I ended up spending what I thought I planned for a trip. I ended up spending $2,000 had I paid it in cash for all of our excursions, what turned out on credit card to be $5,800. So I'm gonna round that up to $6,000 because that's what that means to me. $6,000 because I paid it over time because of interest on credit cards. We want to avoid that. If we've learned nothing else in this pandemic, that we need to be conscientious of how we spend, and we definitely need to have an emergency plan. Can I get an amen from somebody in the chat? Anybody in the chat, if I can get an amen on that. If you were,
amen.
Thank you. All right, I appreciate that. If you were furloughed, if your hours were cut, if you were affected financially by this pandemic, one of the things that hopefully your eyes have been open to is that we need to be more diligent in saving. I know us as women of color that we can turn a nickel into a dime, and we're normally good at that, right? We know how to do that. We've been taught that. We have been conditioned in many cases to turn that nickel into a dime. So I want us to be more persistent in doing that. Creating a budget, seeing how much income you have, what your fixed expenses are that you have to pay, and then what you have as discretionary income that you want to save. First of all, I'm a woman of God. So the first 10% before I even think twice is going to him, right? So that's my tithe. The second 10% I pay myself with. So before anything gets paid, I have budgeted 20% of my check to go to those items. So you say, well, Crystal, I don't have the money to do that. Let me tell you what you don't have. You don't have the money not to do that. Because again, if this pandemic hit and you have not saved anything, then you're going to end up in a situation where it causes your family to suffer. So we can't afford not to do it. And the only thing that means is learning how to live beneath our means. Instead of going to Saks and buying $1,000 purse, we're going to head on over to JCPenney's and get a $30 purse. And believe me, guys, it carries just the same. A lot of times, and I'm just going to throw this out here, the only thing leather on a Louis Vuitton is the handle. The rest of that is plastic, right? I'm just keeping it real with you. That's the truth of the matter. And who are you carrying that name for? You're carrying around a $1,500 purse with 2 pennies in it. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep it real. Yeah. I like a nice leather bag. I do. I like a nice leather bag. I learned long ago not to spend my money on something that's not going to last me. First of all, if it's leather, it's going to last a little bit longer, and it doesn't have to carry somebody's name on it, because what they're not doing is they're not paying me to carry their name. I'm not a sponsor there, so why do I need their name on me? And sometimes we just have to get down and dirty with ourselves and really figure out, who are we trying to impress? I'm going on a tangent, so I'm gonna tie it up for you guys so we can move on to the next one. But a budget is just creating a fence and giving us limits on how we can spend our money. And it's not to limit us. you want that vacation, take it, but let's save for it. So we're not putting it on a credit card, turn around and spending what could have been, I'm gonna round it down to $500 if it's just one person. $500 we could have saved for versus $2,000 that we put on a credit card, paying somebody who could care less about us, right? So that is the reason to have a budget. And I'm actually going to type in, I'm going to put in the chat, you guys, if you text 833-321-3222, you're going to text stewardship leadership to that number. And I will give 2 people who text that number a book that's going to teach you about personal finance called The Wealth Cycle. And also, I'm going to provide anyone who emails me with an actual budget, how to fill it out. And I will also give you a one-on-one free consultation so we can go over that budget, okay?
Thank you, Crystal. You preached to that. I say hallelujah. People were going crazy in this room. Hallelujah. So, Melissa, moving on. So people are always looking for the big thing. So how does one discover their own big thing?
Well, there's 2 ways to really discover your big thing. You can either be a technical entrepreneur or you can be a purposeful entrepreneur. So you'll find those who find their big thing has been within them the entire time. Many of us discover that we can also be profitable off of the things that are tied to our purpose. So if you were growing up and someone said, you know what, you really know how to do some hair, girl, but you didn't think that, you know, doing hair was a big enough business for you. Well, maybe you weren't just meant to style the hair, maybe you were meant to own the salon as well. And so that gift that you've had or carried along through your lifetime is the very thing that will open the door to your big thing. You want to find that thing that comes to you naturally. I say that as a parent, my job is not to just create rules and things for my daughter, but my job more so as a parent is to find the thing that my baby girl is the best at. So I don't care if she's the best at making paper planes, but she's going to be the best in the world at making those paper planes because there's somebody making $1 million off of every single thing in the world, you name it. And I've met people in the field who are doing the most basic things that have very, very successful companies because it's just something that they're good at. And then the technical side is there's so much technology out there. There's data out there that says this is the next new product that is there. And many of them you can actually launch in a business for very minimal cost because they're drop shipping. So you never actually have to house a single item. They go from wherever the manufacturing is directly to the home of your buyer. And so there are so many products. I subscribe to many of those forums where they're dropping, here's the next new thing. And it may be the most basic thing. It can be a pet rock, you know, and I wanted to really dumb it down because they're usually not really extravagant things, but you guys can think of, you may want to put some in the chat of the most, you know, the silliest things you've bought online, you know, you think about it. You think about it when you see something online, I'm like, oh, this can make curling my hair a lot easier for $20. Let me try it. And so there are so many companies that are literally just a mom sitting at home, found a great product online. She put up a 1-page website with that single product and is marketing it online and now is making a 6 or 7 figure income off of a single product. And so those stories are not new. We just would love to hear them more in our communities. They don't take, you know, if you don't feel like you've achieved the level of education that you want, they don't require that. If you don't think that you are the most technical, it doesn't require that. If you don't think that you have the biggest following online, it doesn't require that. It just requires for you to be consistent, for you to develop systems, and for you to share it with people to get it out there.
Thank you, Melissa. Wonderful, wonderful. Don't forget, everyone, all participants, please, you can utilize the chat feature because this is some great information. You don't want this to pass you by, so take it all in. So I'm gonna go back to Samantha. Samantha, how do you think an employee should handle a situation where they get passed over for a promotion?
What I would say to that is start making an exit plan. If they don't see the value in you, then don't stay at that company. That would be my quick answer. Then the second part of my answer would be, if someone did pass over you, then find a mentor within that company who can help you get to where you want to be. Because a lot of times we as sisters, I'm guilty, and that's probably why I've been all of those things I put in there: solopreneur, freelancer, consultant, contractor, and I've never really wanted to be anybody's employee because I didn't feel confident enough that I could be the CEO. But maybe had I aligned with somebody who could help me be the CEO and help me figure out how to get there, then that might have been different for me. So either get out or get in. Get in with the people who can help you, rise to that level.
Wow. Wow. Yes, yes. I'm so excited. You guys are killing this. So let's go back to Crystal. Should I pay off all my debt before I begin to invest?
No, no, and no.
Oh.
Let me get a little closer. No. Okay. No. You guys, debt is going to be there. Our goal is always to pay off and be debt free, right? We are to be the lender and not the borrower. So, but there's a way to do that concurrently. And we call it at Thompson Wealth Management, savesting, saving, investing, and getting rid of debt all concurrently. There's a thought and a school of mind out there where you just go and you pay off your debt. You create a debt eliminator or a debt snowball or whatever the terminology is that you want to use, and you go and pay your debt. Well, at the end of the day, you've paid it all off, but where have you really gotten yourself? You might have improved your credit score, but then what is it that you can do? You're going to have to wait that same amount of time again to create the wealth that you need, if that's to purchase a home, to create the wealth you need, whether that is to send your child to college or whatever, because that's going to come, all those things come in a lump sum, right? So what we do and what I recommend you do is that you learn how to pay off your debt concurrently with saving and investing. So that's 3 different buckets: paying off debt, saving, and investing. Investing is going to give you a return on your money. Saving right now, not so much. If anybody has a savings account, if you're getting more than 0.20% in interest on it, you're doing good, which is not much. So you want to do more than just save at a bank, right? Or stuff it under the mattress or put it in a box, whatever we're used to doing. You want to learn to invest. And in order to learn to invest, you want to get a trusted financial advisor. That can be someone you know personally, or it can be you receiving services from an institution. But make sure that they have been vetted, most definitely, because I don't want you investing in something that you where you're not speaking to someone who is well-versed in investing. But the answer is no. You do not pay off your debt without saving and investing at the same time.
Well, thanks for that, Crystal. A follow-up to that: is it a good time to invest during this pandemic?
It is an excellent time. And guys, any time is an excellent time to invest, okay? The thing is to get started. I'm telling you guys, Stacy just said everything I said. She said, be deliberate. She said, take action. Do you know that we lose more wealth in our community due to inaction than to action? Because we just don't take the chance. We're scared, we're frightened. We've worked with children before, you guys, because they have no fear. If they really had the money to invest, they'd be multimillionaires before they graduated from high school, because they don't have the fear. Us as adults, we know we have obligations. So we're paying the mortgage or the rent, we're paying the car, the lights, the tuition, whatever it is, that plethora of things on our budget has on there, those fixed expenses, we're paying that. So we're scared to lose something. But what you have to do is you have to take action. There are different types of investments that you can invest in. Real estate is an investment. You can invest in the marketplace. So stocks and securities, you can invest in that. There's bonds they're not paying very well at now. And let me make this disclaimer now. I am not a financial advisor, okay? So I want to throw that out there, but I know a bit about what I'm talking about. And I work with one very closely. So this information is, and this isn't scary. You guys, kids are doing it now. They're investing in things. They have figured out they got a little bit of money from either gifts and stuff, and they're taking it and going on some of these web applications that they have for investing, and they're making money. They are making money. So the thing is, you definitely need to be investing in the markets in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you have to take action. You can't be scared about it. I put my information in the chat. I'll do it again. If you want to get started, just let me know. We are a village and we're here to support. And Miss Robbie makes sure that we are here to, she invites us because she knows that we're here to support the village that comes to this forum every year.
Thank you. That chat feature should be blowing up right now, so people make sure you utilize chat. So Melissa, social media is huge, right? So people often start a good business without understanding how to use the power of social media. Can you tell us some good steps on how to use social media? She's on mute.
Here we go. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, perfect. I'll be honest. So while I run an agency, we manage social media for many of our clients. I am actually a really private person. So you can see I share a lot of information on my social media, but it's what I want to share. So I think that we have to be mindful, number one, to think about what brand we want to have online. Everything may not be shareable content, or you may decide if you want to have multiple accounts, if you have more professional things you'd like to share on your social media in one place, or then your personal things in another place. And when I talk to young entrepreneurs or young executives building their career, these things that you're posting on social media are now Google information that are out there in space. So you'll Google things, someone Google your name and something you posted 5 years ago may show up. So you really have to think about the things that you're attaching to your name and your brand online. And one of the things that I see people do on social media is literally give up all of their morals or all of their standards in order to seek followers or fans online. That is an absolute mistake for business. I remember seeing a young lady who started a real estate business, did nearly a nude photo on a kitchen counter to get fans. But it doesn't always, fans don't always convert into funds. And so there are people who are getting 20 to 30 likes on a brand that have 6 and 7 figure businesses online, because it's not about having a lot of people to just cheer you on. It's about having a targeted audience that wants to hear your voice, that needs what you're offering, and that they're willing to trust you. So I think the first thing is for people to, one, to get to know you. So that means you can't just put up one post and think that you're going to be a social media star. That means in order for people to feel like they know you, you have to pick a lane, pick your voice, let people know what you're talking about, stay consistent with talking about it. And through your consistency, they move from knowing you to trusting you. And see, and then when they trust you, now they're willing to take a risk. That means they're willing to trust into whatever you're selling them. If it is a digital program, if it's your coach and it's your curriculum, and or if it is an actual physical product, but they need to know you first. That means be aware of who you are, have a consistent brand, a consistent message, move from there into actually building that reputation where they can say, oh, you need to follow this person because they're dishing out this type of information every week or every month, or this is what they do. They plug in resources, whatever that thing you want to bring to your social real estate, that is going to help you, one, build an audience that trusts you. And once that audience trusts you, then they will support you and you can get money from them and you can push your products, services, resources out to them. But a lot of times we start out and we start selling immediately. People are not buying from you if they do not know you and if they do not trust you. And that doesn't mean that they need to have ever met you. That's the benefit of social media. Some of your biggest supporters, and usually the biggest supporters on the brands that I work with, are from people they've never met across the country, sometimes all the way in another country, that ends up being your biggest supporter. Sometimes your natural village is actually not the one that professionally supports you so much online as you would think. And I think that would be the first thing that I would prepare anyone that is pushing a brand online, is to, number one, not depend on the people you know to make you successful. There will be a small group core squad that will support you through whatever you produce. But in the masses, you may have 2,000 friends. I don't want you to quit on the idea just because out of those 2,000 friends, you only got 4 likes on your first ask for something, because that's not the way it works. You're going to have to reach out past your natural audience to build the trust and to build a reputation online that they know you, they trust you, and then now they will support you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies, I'm going to ask one more question, then I'm going to ask for wrap up. Then we'll take a break. But you guys it's just so much information shared. I'm so proud. You're beautiful Black women and you're just giving us so much. You're feeding my soul. So, Samantha, I'm going to go back to you. I am not a person. So can you explain technology in very simple terms?
I would say the ATM. You know how you go to the ATM and you key in your code for your money, your savings, or your checking account? Same process for your microwave, right? You key in a code, you know, if you want to bake the potato for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So to me, technology is basically steps or processes that get better as we all get older. So I remember back in the days when we used to have the copier where you had to pour literally the ink into the copier, and then the copier would allow you to print. Now, what do? We send a picture from the computer by typing or clicking on something that says Control F or Control P, print, and it prints. So my understanding and my knowledge, I would say my understanding of technology is that things get easier for us. So let me take, for instance, drones. My newest part of my business is I'm into drones, because drones now can do what, you know, usually if you need to, you know, check on a fence, a particular building, for instance, if there's a crack in an infrastructure, you usually have to put a person up there, a man. But now you can fly a drone. We women, we can learn to fly the drone, and we can fly the drone under the building, and that keeps that person from risking their lives. So to me, that is technology. Now you don't have to actually literally put a man or a woman to get on a ladder and put them on a hoister or whatever they do to put them down. Now you just basically, you fly a drone over the roof or whatever needs to be located. Or for instance, if you have a missing kid, you got a missing kid that goes missing, you get a drone and you can use that drone to find that person by using infrared lights or other technologies. So to me, technology is making it easier. It's not making it scary, and it's not taking our jobs. It's just making us think on a higher level. We are the human being, but we just have to manage that particular tool. Just like we manage the microwave, just like we manage the going to the ATM. Because back in the days, again, when your grandmother or my grandmother used to go to the checking account, she had to literally go in and do her checks. Now she can take a picture of her check, scan it, and it goes into the bank. So technology to me is making it easy for us to get around and do around, in a nutshell.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. So Crystal, what can I do if I have more month than money? I love that question.
Love it too, because I don't care how much I made. It has been times where I had more month than I had money. I've made 6 figures and I've made 4 figures, okay? And it didn't matter. I have found myself in situations and instances before I realized the power of understanding how money works. That I had more month than I had money. So if you find yourself in that situation, family, what I want you to do, I want you to contact me first of all, because we can remedy that. There's a couple of things. Either you're not making enough money or you're spending too much money. And I don't know which one you're doing. So it's one of 2 things. You're either spending too much or not making enough. If you are not making enough money, then we need to find you either some side hustles. And definitely Samantha just hit some things that can open up a plethora of opportunity, right? With what she said, from working from home to, even keeping your 9 to 5 per se and doing something extra. So that's one way that you can eliminate having more month than money. And then 2, if you're making enough, we just have to learn how to live beneath our means. And you guys, it is so important that we understand this. And because at the end of the day, whoever you're trying to impress, they're not impressed by it. And 9 times out of 10, they don't even see it. They really don't, nor do they care, nor do they really care. So we have to understand how to live beneath our means, and that would be how you eliminate having more month than money.
Excellent. And Melissa, your final question. Do you have how do you get a business license? Where do you get it from? So can you explain how we go about doing that?
I can, but one thing I'd like to piggyback on that before that, because a lot of times in business, people will ask me a technical question like this, and they'll say, how and where do I get a business license? Or how do I start my LLC or my corporation? And they'll ask me these very specific questions. But before you start signing up for anything that is going to incur fees, you need to get your business plan together. And now that may not be an extensive thing, but you need to actually decide on what you're doing, how you're going to do it, whether that means you're going to be a solopreneur. If you are a solopreneur, if you're currently working a job and you're going to be building a side hustle while you're doing it, most of us have done it that way before we went full-time independent as entrepreneurs. You need to really have a plan, because otherwise, you will end up with 7 LLCs, 3 corporations, business licenses, subscriptions to all sorts of things for these businesses that you have not made a penny on yet. So we have to have a strategy on how we're going to generate revenue first out of this business before you start going and putting your name and getting legal things tied to you. Because those things, once you get a business license, the county will send you an invoice for their estimated tax that they want every year. Once you get an LLC or a corporation, the state is going to want their $800 every year. And before you get into a point where you now have bills, you also need to have a business to have bills for. So you need to establish, have I made this into a business yet, in order to need a business license? So those are, I would qualify, is this actually going to generate revenue for me? Or is this something that is a passion project for me that I'm not actually that committed to? So you have to be honest with yourself before you start enrolling into any program, signing up with anything with the cities. With that, that's going to be crucial, because I see people drown in responsibility before they even have revenue. So I just really believe that once you establish that, okay, I have a business, I have a plan, I have a system, I have a team, Now I need to get my ducks in order. I need to dot my I's and cross my T's so I protect my investment. So your business license, the LLCs, the corporations, all of that is about the protection and the security to basically sustain this business or the model that you, or technology that you've created. Then and only then should you now start paying for things that are connected to a business.
Excellent. Melissa, someone typed in, mic dropped. So Melissa, I'm going to stay with you for your closing comments. So you go ahead.
I would just say, in closing, the very first question you asked me was, how do people discover their big thing? And I would like to talk to all the women in the room to say, you are the big thing. And so a lot of times we're looking everywhere else. We're looking on social media. We're looking for our next look. We're looking for our next opportunity in other people. That if you plug into your purpose, if you plug into your source, I believe in God. My relationship with God is absolutely exceptional. I follow the Holy Spirit. I feel like where he leads me, I follow. And so in that space, I feel like I am the big thing for what he's called me to. And so for each and every one that is on this call, you have to know that you are the big thing. So oh, I see someone, Daniela said, how do you find your purpose in life? You know, to me, I think that one, it starts with eliminating distractions and eliminating the voices of others telling you what you should do, what you have to do, what would be great for you, unless they are piggybacking off of your purpose. There's a lot of people that have visions for your life, or they have ulterior motives as to why they may direct you in a certain place. And some of them mean absolutely well and just want to see you in a better position than where you are. But discovering self will also help you discover purpose and really getting healing, whatever it may be. Many of us as women, we carry a lot of weight as mothers, wives, divorcees, widows. We carry so much that finding our own healing also helps us discover our purpose. And I promise you, through whatever pain and experience, sit back. I say all the time, you can't connect the dots forward, but you can connect them backwards. And when you look over your life and see the things that you've been brought through or carried through, they are mostly, they are connected to the testimony and the purpose that you're meant to live through in your life. So don't be ashamed of your experiences. Don't be ashamed of your journey. Your purpose is hiding in that. You are the big thing. And whatever you were put on this earth to do, if you tap into that, you will be successful with it innately because it is your natural gift. You're not looking to social media. You're not looking to celebrities, but you're looking within yourself. And that's where you're going to find your purpose. That's where you're going to find the big thing that's going to take you to the next level. And when you sit at the table, there's not another person that will sit at the table that will have your gift and your power in that seat. And that's why you'll be invaluable. You will be irreplaceable. And that's why you will be successful and sustain your way throughout whatever you pursue in life.
Church sing. Amen. Woo! So, Crystal, your closing comments, please.
So you guys, I want you to be encouraged and not discouraged. And I'm just going to repeat the same thing that Sister Stacy told us from the beginning. She said, first of all, take action. You need to write it down, make a plan. So your budget is your plan. You make a plan, you write it down. You recall and even subconsciously can recall when you don't even realize it, when you write something down. When you write it down, it gives you the feet to make it happen, because you've ordered the steps by writing it. So you're going to make a plan, write it down, and take action. Those are my closing remarks. Simple.
Amen. Full, productive, and patient. Sister Samantha, your closing comments.
My closing comment would be taking the word single. You know, we say we're single moms, but we have the village. We have your mother, your aunt, your cousins. So we're really not single. You know, we might be single as in, you know, we might be the only person in the house, but when it comes to going to the job or getting a job, you have somebody that's helping you, right? So I just want us to get away from being single, because we do have a village. And as long as we have that village, that's what's going to help us get that job. Because me, one quick example, I worked at the nuclear plant. Nuclear plant is in San Clemente, right? That's what, 2 hours away on a good day when it's, you know, when it's a lot of traffic. So the family in Pasadena who I met, they said, "Oh, I'll keep your kid for you, Sam. You go to work." So even though they were not my blood family, they were still part of my village. So don't be afraid to take a job or to get an opportunity because you think maybe, well, nobody's going to keep my kid. Somebody's always going to look out for you and your kid, because you brought that child into the world. And again, you didn't bring them in singly, you brought them in with someone else. But we have the village. So I'm going to say, focus on the village, because that village is going to help you succeed in that particular opportunity. So never turn down a job because you don't have anybody to think about, you know, keeping your child. Somebody's always going to watch your back because you watch their back. So I'm just going to say village. And with that, you got a village.
Thank you, ladies. Magnificent. I can't think of the words to say because you just have really filled our souls. So people are in this room shouting and screaming. So I hope you people online are writing things, because this is information. This is information that can make you a better you. Okay, so we're going to take a break. We're going to come back at 12:20. We're going to come back, then we're going to win something. So make sure we come back. Be on time. 12:20. Good. Girl. One was not better than they all with their excellent.
Thank you. It was fabulous.
Are we back? Robbie, you're still on mute.
Go ahead.
All right, stop the music.
Ready to go?
Yeah, to the far right, stop the video. Stop that, stop that. All right. And we are back. So right now, you know me, I love to give away stuff. We are going to, thank you, Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
We are going to go to our wheel of names. That's not it. There it is. And we're gonna get ready to give away something. Who's ready to win something? I see your hands in that chat box. Oh, and another thing, oh yeah, I do have my mask on because we are socially distanced in here and we do have our mask on. I just forgot to take mine off. Well, I didn't forget to take it off. I have it on because you know I am representing the greatest sorority that there is, Delta Sigma Theta. Okay, I couldn't help myself. So now back to winning. Let's win some money. I need a little help though, Jonathan. I can't see the name. How do I move this out of the way right quick? We have a winner. Oh, by the way, you have to be present to win today. So when I call your name, if you are here, I need you to say something in that chat box like, I'm here, this is me, show up your sign, winner, winner. Miss Nakia Johnson. Nakia Johnson, are you here? Let's go to the chat room and see if Nakia is responding.
She did not.
No response from Nakia? Okay, going once, going twice, gone. Somebody tell Nakia she missed that $50 gift card. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. I'm on the road. I'm trying to give away some money. Looking for a winner. Justice, is Justice logged on today? Justice, I need to hear from you. Holla at me in the chat room.
Justice is here.
Justice is here. Justice, you just won a $50 gift card. Congratulations. But guess what? I'm not through. I'm about to give away one more. Let's remove Justice because she won once and she can't win again. Let's see. Winner, 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 winner. Who's going to be the next winner? I just love giving away stuff. They give it to me and I give it away. Alyssa Martinez. Alyssa. Holla at me, Alyssa. Where are you? I need to hear from you in the chat room. Is Alyssa here? Can anybody see? Is Melissa in the chat room? Alyssa, say something to me.
No Alyssa in the chat.
I'm sorry. Is that
Not
again?
in the chat. She's not here. No.
Somebody tell Alyssa she missed that $50 gift card. Okay, one more time. Let's go, let's go. I don't try that hard to give away my money, but I do try to give it away. Let's see, who's my winner? Winner, winner. Leslie Garcia Quintero. Are you here, Leslie? Let me hear from you, Leslie. Who's monitoring my chat room? Is Leslie here? Is she saying anything?
No Leslie.
No Leslie. Somebody tell Leslie she missed that $50. Okay, one more time. For real this time. Winner, winner, winner. Where's my next $50 winner? Brenda Mahano. Brenda, are you here? Brenda, did we hear anything from Brenda? Going once, going twice.
Robbie, I see her, but I don't know if she's actually still on. I see her name in the chat.
She has to say something to me in the chat to acknowledge the fact that she just heard me call her name and tell me that she wants a gift card. So come on, say something to me, Brenda. You got 3, in 2, in 1. Sorry, Brenda. Let's do it one more time because we've got a program to get back to. Come on, somebody, help me get some money away. I'm having a Christina Mendez. Christina. Talk to me, Christina. Are you here? Do you want this gift card? In 3, in 2, in 1. Somebody tell Christina, I didn't hear from her. I'm gonna give this gift card away. I'm determined. Winner, winner. You're gonna be able to go buy you a chicken dinner or something like that.
Or some Bitcoin.
Say it again.
Some Bitcoin. It's cheap now.
She's here.
Investing.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Someone's talking about Bitcoin.
Oh, this is not Bitcoin. We're talking about a $50 gift card.
No, go buy Bitcoin with the $50 gift card.
So we're not gonna worry about all of that right now. I just need my winner first. Step 1, Cassandra Newby, are you here with me? Zenobia, do we hear anything from Cassandra?
Okay, let's go.
In 3, in 2, in 1. Okay, Cassandra. Boy, I'm having a hard time giving away this money today. What's up? My next, Quanisha Taylor. Quanisha, are you here with me? I need you in the chat room, Quanisha. Claim your money. In 3, in 2, in 1. Quanisha didn't want her $50 either? Okay, let's try it again. I'm determined to give away $50 before we get back to the program. Help me out, help me out. Zenobia Millett. Yes. Okay, Zenobia. Zenobia is our winner.
All right.
Zenobia, are you there? Did you acknowledge yourself in the chat?
Absolutely did.
That's what I'm talking about. Holla. All right, Zenobia. So, how much money did I just give away? Just that one?
2.
I gave away 2?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Guess what, ladies? I'm gonna give away some more money, but not just right now. Stick with me. Let's get back to the program. Next up, we have, Red Elephant Quilts is one of our vendors. Unfortunately, she's not able to make her presentation this morning, so I'll tell you a little bit about that company. She makes absolutely beautiful quilts. I'm going to share her website in the chat room very shortly. If you're into quilting, if you're into beautiful coverings for your bed, please visit her website. She was with us physically here 2 years ago. She sold every quilt that she brought to the Empowerment Forum. They are that fabulous. All right, so that's enough about that. Next up, we have a presentation from West Coast University. Miss Tressa Ramirez is going to talk about, hold on, who's trying to get in? Ms. Tressa Ramirez wants to share some information about West Coast University and the programs that they offer to women, just like all of you. Tressa, you ready?
Yes, can I share my screen?
And bear with me, I'm managing this online thing, and give me just one moment. Thank you, Jonathan.
Who is it?
Tressa Ramirez. And Tressa has some great information to share with our there she is.
Where did she go?
So Tressa, be sure that you're unmuted.
Yes, can I share my screen, Robbie?
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay, Tressa, I can see you now. Thank you.
Thank you. It's telling me that it's disabled, the screen sharing for me. Can I just be given the option to share my screen?
Jonathan, my AV guy is taking care of all of that right now. There you go.
Thank you.
Let's see, share screen. You should, I'm not sure.
We're figuring out this whole Zoom online thing.
I think you just need to make her co-host. She hasn't been made co-host.
Okay, I'm not sure. How do you do it?
Do the more.
Let's go to participants. And I will apologize to all of you right now. I take full responsibility for any hiccups, any glitches, and everything that goes right. I give full credit to my whole team and myself.
Okay.
All right, Tressa, you're on.
Perfect, thank you. So let me just get to my screen here.
So while Tressa asked her computer to cooperate, she's here representing West Coast University, and we're so happy to have West Coast University with us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Do you hear me? Does everyone hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Great. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting West Coast University to speak to you today. I would like to especially thank Ms. Robbie Butler for this opportunity. And to represent on your behalf, my name is Tressa Ramirez. This form really, spoke to me because being a single working mother myself, I'm truly excited to be part of this event today. It's all the women that have spoken so far has been very empowering. So really quick, do me a favor. Let me see if I can switch my screen here to the next slide. Okay. Do me a favor, if you can scan my QR code right there, fill out your information, because you're going to be entered, you're going to give yourself an opportunity to be entered into a drawing to win. I must say though, it's not a car, okay? It's not a car, it's not the lottery, but it is a Nordstrom gift card. So put your information there and we can stay in touch. So, so for those of you that have been thinking about going back to school, or maybe you've been on the fence, maybe you have college credits under your belt, maybe you want to transfer some of those units. I'm just here to really share about our programs. I think Nelson Mandela said it best. One of my favorite quotes he said is, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I love that quote, something I share with my son all the time. So let's get started here. Okay, so at West, at the top of the slide here, West Coast University was established actually these are some of the highlights of West Coast University. So founded in 1909, we actually started as an ophthalmology school, and then we evolved into a leading healthcare focused university. We offer nursing, healthcare related degree options, and then more recently, business. And then we're of course well known in Southern California. We're the largest nursing school in the state of California, but we also have a campus in Texas and in Florida. Regionally, we're regionally accredited, I should say regionally and programmatic WASC accreditation. We offer multiple savings, including the Health Services Partner Grant. And what is the, someone asks sometimes, like, what's the Health Services Partner Grant? What that really means is we partner with organizations in the community to offer our services like our online programs and educate employees. So we offer merit-based scholarships and then also military tuition rates as well. Some of the things that our students really enjoy, of course, are the array of services like career services here. Career services helps with job leads, updating your resume. They help with mock interviews. They help with career fairs. We even did a virtual career fair during this pandemic, and networking, of course. With student services, you have 24/7 support, 24/7 support, from access to your instructors, to the dean, no cost tutoring, and a writing resource center. That's always an added benefit, no cost. And we also, of course, care. We also care about our students' budgeting needs. You're assigned a financial aid advisor to assist you with the process. Okay, so again, and most importantly, you're never alone. That's one of the reasons why I love working with West Coast University, because we're student-centric. And as your local liaison, I'm really here to support you along the way. So on to the programs here. Our online programs are not just for working professionals. We obviously cater to working moms. We offer both undergraduate programs here, the Bachelor of Science in Health Administration, or BSHA. We offer a couple tracks, either in finance or in strategic management. The Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, or BSBA, we offer a track in health administration and leadership. We also offer a complimentary pre-evaluation of your transcripts. So my advice is just to get your transcripts ready for a review. And with our graduate programs, we offer a Master of Health Administration, or the MHA, and we offer various tracks in project management, public health, organizational leadership. And some of you might be working at a hospital, clinic, maybe public health, health insurance organizations, even maybe a physician practice. The MHA is a great one, to consider. Also, with our Master of Business Administration, or MBA, very popular, we offer non-program specific, but also the health administration and leadership track. And then on to Master of Public Health, MPH. If you work in nonprofits or community health, or if you care to be an advocate for health and wellness, or if you care about evoking policy and change, disease prevention, or environmental concerns, consider the MPH. What I love about all three of these graduate programs is that we do not require the GRE or GMAT. You can complete any of these programs in as little as 12 months. So that's one class at a time. So very doable for working moms, working professionals. And also that's 1 to 2 classes if you like. So we're very flexible and all priced, competitive. And if I didn't mention before, if you didn't have a chance on the other slide, if you think, or if you'd like to learn more, maybe the organization that you work for is interested in becoming a partner, I would love to discuss it further with you. Just remember to scan my QR code here and schedule a time, like the best date and time for you, because of course you'll be entered into that drawing for the Nordstrom card. And again, if you'd like to learn more, I'm your local West Coast University representative. And as your local liaison, I'm here to connect, and I look forward to really supporting you. I just wanted to thank, and again, just give you a moment to scan my code here. My information's there, my phone number. You can always text me as well. And I just wanted to thank you, Speak Up Empowerment, for allowing West Coast University to share our programs. Enjoy the rest of the conference, and I look forward to assisting those who want to learn more. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Tressa. Thank you very much for that very valuable information. Okay, and so at this time, we're going to get back to the program. Tressa, I'm going to ask you to unshare your screen. All right. Over here.
Your box on. You see you on the right there?
Okay. Thank you, Tressa, again. I know we have some women out there who really needed to hear that information because they're interested in pursuing their higher education. So before I introduce the 2021 Community Empowerment Leaders, I always get the question asked of me, Robbie Butler, why do you do this? What makes you want to pull together this empowerment forum? And it's a really great question. So normally at this time, we're sitting down, you're eating your lunch, and I'm standing in front of you talking. So I'm gonna make my story really brief today. In 2009, I published a book called Miss Single Mom, Yes She Can. The whole purpose of that book was to empower the younger single mother with a set of strategies to help her save time, to help her save money, and to be the most effective single parent or the most effective parent she could be at any point in time. And readers of that book began to ask if we could build a day where they could come together in a conference or forum or symposium setting such as this to just share with each other. So I had a meeting with one of my advisors, who is now my business partner, and Barbara Sullivan. I told her what was going on, and she says, you know, you should do a conference. I thought about it for about 10 seconds, and I said, okay, I will, if you will help me. So Barbara said, okay, because she never turns any of us down. So we pulled together a group of advisors, and we began to craft this day. And we do this just for you. We decided to host this event every April as our company's Mother's Day gift to the single mom community. We simply want to give you access to resources, information, and education that will help elevate you to the next level of success in your process, whatever that might look like. I'm going to pause here for one moment because I always dedicate this program to my very first successful mom role model. That's my mother, Lady Cleester Williams Shigg. My mom transitioned 3 years ago, and she never had the opportunity to come witness this program in person. But I know her spirit is here. I know she's looking down upon us every year smiling, because we're doing the right thing to empower women, specifically single mothers. I myself have walked in the shoes of a single mother as a teenage single mom, and with a really strong support group, a strong support village, I was able to finish high school, I was able to finish college, receive my degree. I became a very successful corporate employee, and I now own my own business. I share that information because I simply want to encourage you. I want to remind you that no matter what your goal is, no matter what your objective in life is, with the correct, well, I should say with the proper resources, information, and education, you can make it happen. Yes, you can. That's my mantra. Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. And if you're able to pull together that support group that really believes in you, the sky is your limit. And we'll just keep our eyes focused on you as you soar to the top. So enough about me. You know, you're welcome to visit the website, www.speakupempowermentfoundation. If you want more information, you can read the full biography. You can see pictures, you can see our supporters, because not only do we believe in what we're doing, there are many others out in the community who believe in our vision and who support our success every year. So with that said, let's get to the good part. Let's recognize this year's community empowerment leaders. We select 4 women every year whose everyday work serves to empower the single mothers, the women of our community, and mothers in general. So our first community empowerment leader being recognized in 2021 is Ms. Lena Cole Dennis. Lena said, "What? You want to honor my work?" Of course we do. Lena Cole Dennis was born in Shreveport, Louisiana. She was raised in the city of Compton and is the oldest of 10 loving brothers and sisters. She developed leadership qualities babysitting 6 brothers and 1 sister when she was only 9 years old. During the summer, while attending 102nd Street School, living in Watts on Century Boulevard and Bandera Street. Hey, Lena, I know exactly where that is. Her distrust of authoritative figures began in kindergarten when the white teacher told her mother to stop tutoring her because she was smarter than the other children. Well, guess what? Lena is still smarter than most of the adults that we encounter every day. She began protecting her brothers early when she realized that little Black boys were treated so poorly in life. Thus, the life of protecting the underdog evolved. Well, that's all I'm going to say about Lena. I'm going to bring her up on the screen and allow her to tell you a little bit about herself and her work. And we're just so graciously honored that she was able to join us today. We've got a lot of people on the call today. So Lena, we're looking for you, girl. There she is. Hey.
Unmute myself?
Unmute. Well, you are unmuted because we can hear you and we can see you. You look beautiful.
Thank you. You do too. Everybody looks beautiful. I love it. So I can start talking?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay. Thank you so much, Robbie. And I'm probably like a lot of people. I can't remember if it was Miss Moselle or whoever told us about deciding what we can do and how many jobs or figure out what it is you do. The only thing I can remember is to be giving, open, and enjoying people. And I can actually at any moment talk to anybody. It has helped me to be outreach. That's what my job, my total job is really outreach and community education and connecting with people. I didn't even think, I haven't thought in years that I was a single mother. Matter of fact, once I got my real job at Rockwell with the space shuttle program, I never even thought about it. And I guess, and I don't know what that means to me, it's just that I was able to just work and be able to take my children. I had a grandmother who came to live at my house Monday through Friday. I had younger brothers and sisters. So I just think that I am so grateful and just so lucky to have that kind. But I was thinking about what can I do to help younger people, and which I do. I started a class at my church of young children from like babies to 5 years old. And I was the only one there. And sometimes I've had up to 8. And I have a technique that I really, well, I guess being the oldest, is that I was able to take care of those children, to talk to them, and to really get them to do things their moms didn't. And then to try and teach their moms how to talk to their children. I know that a lot of us, sometimes we like to give others too much of our power. And even when you're older or when you think you're so smart, we do the same thing, and we can't do that. And we do have the right to be sad, but just don't be sad all day. I think that I've lived a life of be still. For young people, be still and quiet around people who know who you are. That's older people. If we just do that, we can learn so much from them. And don't be afraid of people. Don't be around people who dampen your lives. And always carry a piece of cheese, because you never know when you'll meet a cracker. And it sounds great. I mean, like, just be ready, be prepared. Another thing is be thankful for who you are, just don't be content. There's so many other things that we can learn, but we have to learn to love ourselves. And I think I've talked enough, and I really want to thank you for this award.
Lena, show us what you got. Show us.
I can do it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see it? This is my award, and it says the Community Empowerment Leader. That's me, Lena Cole Dennis. This is just beautiful. Did you get a picture? Thank you.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you. I really appreciate the speakers, and thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for all that you do in our community. At this time, I'm going to bring up my partner, Ms. Barbara Sullivan, because she's going to introduce our next community empowerment leader, Ms. Ivy Arlinda Goolsby. I'm asking Barbara to come up because she's known Ivy forever. And as a matter of fact, she introduced me to Ms. Ivy. And my life has been so much better as a result of that. So I'm gonna fade out of the picture and Barbara's gonna come in.
Now, you know Ivy. Where is Ivy?
Ivy's right here.
Yes, okay.
I'm here.
Got her? Okay. Hi, Ivy.
Hi, Barbara.
You know, I had to do this. You know, Ivy, I just admired for the whole time that I have known her, which has been a while. When I came to Long Beach, Ivy was one of the people that I was told I needed to know. At that time, I was working with Oscar Edwards, and he told me I had to know you. And I am so grateful. Now, the thing about Ivy that's so funny about our relationship, you know, there seem to be only 2 or 3 of us invited to every board and all the commissions. And we would say, and people would get us confused, even though you can see we don't look anything alike. But they would call me Ivy, or they'd talk to Ivy about Barbara. And so we used to laugh about that all the time. And Ivy, just to me, has been one of the most resilient. When I think about you, I think about the word resilient. And you're always there. You're always taking in and helping someone. As a matter of fact, early on in life, Ivy said that giving and extending a hand to others in need has been her passion. And she realized that early on in life. Ivy retired. She spent her corporate time in the telecommunication industry at GTE and Verizon. And she retired only to find out that she didn't want to retire. So Ivy has been for the last umpty-ump years working in and being a very successful real estate investor. And she can tell you all kinds of if you need a question answered in real estate, I always pick up my phone and call Ivy. In addition to that, if you look at her and read her bio in our program book, you can see all of the organizations. I mean, it's so many that she has been given an award, a congratulations on, and all well-deserved. as well as serving on any number of boards here in Long Beach, from St. Mary's Medical Center. She's worked on in the Empowerment Forum, and she was one of our first supporters. So I am just very, very, very happy to extend the Empowerment Leader Award, Community Award to you today.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies, and might be some men on here as well. Robbie Butler, Speak Up Empowerment Foundation, thank you so very much for this wonderful honor. You see what I got? Yay! Yay! Okay. I am deeply touched and grateful by all of this. And it's an honor to be here in the virtual presence of so many outstanding, accomplished individuals. And congratulations to all the other honorees. Thank you for recognizing my work that I do here in Long Beach, our community. My passion for mankind, the underserved, the less fortunate, and my people. That is what drives and motivates me. It also challenges me to be a better human being. I have been blessed over the years to have great mentors, and ladies, you cannot have enough mentors. I don't care how old you are. I have been fortunate in my lifetime to have been placed in various roles and positions to help others. And I've worked practically all of my life reinventing myself many times to stay relevant. It started many years ago as a youth growing up here in Long Beach. As a youth, I had the opportunity to work every single summer. Those were the good old days when we had work programs for inner city kids like myself. I learned many things from those great experiences that have helped me today to succeed in business. I learned early on that business and community goes hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other. The community is the reason that International Realty and Investment have been able to sustain a successful business. In community, we know about community. It all starts here and it will all end here. I want to say a few words since we're talking about business in regards to Black economics. Black people have been left behind economically. I read an article that the business ownership gap between whites and Blacks is nearly 70%. Black Americans have a business ownership rate of 9.4%, while the rate of white Americans is 78%. We need to think in terms of economic development and self-determination if we are to succeed. Economic empowerment is the key to the future and the destiny of Black people. We as people are failing miserably in our community and our country. We must get involved so our voices can be heard. And if we do not rise and take a stand and get involved now today, we will not be able to compete locally or globally. We also need to have representation at those meeting tables, meaning boardrooms and committees, where and when decisions are made. And I really believe in that. And for any of us who sits on boards and committee, it is our responsibility to reach back and pull others up. In closing, I humbly accept this award not only for myself, but on behalf of all the individuals that have encouraged me over the years, that have opened many doors and presented me with many opportunities. I could not have done any of this without them. Barbara, I know Dr. Minnie's on this call, Mother Doris. It's a lot of people who have helped me. Again, I thank you, Robbie, and Speak Up Empowerment Foundation for all that you do for this community. But I would like to read some quotes that I think is so fitting. When you choose to live your life on purpose, you will reveal the purpose of your life. We make a living by what we get, We make a life by what we give. And last but not least, it's not about being rich, popular, highly educated, or being perfect. Life is about being honest, being strong, real, humble, and able to reach out and touch the lives of others while holding gratitude in our heart. Thank you so much for this honor.
You're very, very welcome, Ivy.
Yes.
And Barbara and I are standing
Thank you.
together because if we were in the ballroom, Barbara, myself, and Dr. Kadlegi would be standing together on the stage doing these community empowerment leader presentations as a team. Well, Dr. Kalegi is here with us virtually, and she is going to introduce our next community empowerment leader. I will give you a heads up. Dr. Rosie Milligan is unable to be with us today because she is conducting the Black Writers on Tour event. And so I'm going to flip this over to Dr. Kalegi. She'll say a little bit about Dr. Rosie. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and continue with the rest of our dynamic program. Dr. Kalegi, it's on you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, all the leaders. Let me just say, wow. I was trying to read something about Dr. Milligan, Rosie Milligan.
Tell her to turn it up.
Can you hear me?
Dr. Kalegi, pardon me. Can you turn? I need you to turn your volume up or come closer to the screen so they can hear your beautiful voice.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Let me see if I can turn up the volume on my end.
Because mine is all the way up.
Okay.
Right there in the middle microphone.
Mine is all the way up.
I'm going to try it on my end.
Right.
Well,
You want to try it?
yes, Jonathan, please.
Mine is all the way up.
Ah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask our participants to listen very closely as you read through Dr. Rosie's information, and also they will have all of Dr. Rosie's information in our book that will be posted online.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
When I was reading about Dr. Milligan, my mind was just blowing. Really, this is an amazing lady, well accomplished. Actually, I was asking one of our employees at the office, please give me a copy of Dr. Milligan's bio. And she looked and said, oh my God, this is Dr. Rosie. She is unbelievable. And I have to tell you, she's absolutely unbelievable. Very well accomplished lady. I'm not going to read through her bio because you can see it in the book. I'm just going to give you some highlights. This lady has a PhD in marketing. This lady has written 26 books. This lady has been a nationally renowned speaker. This lady has been, as I said, professional CEO and also very versatile. She has her own internet weekly show. She has the biggest publishing company among the African-American women in the whole country. She has accomplished so much as a role model and mentor. She has empowered hundreds of people that she mentored. That is amazing. I can't even take credit for one person, and this lady has hundreds of those people. She has been also very sought after public speaker, that especially among also religious organizations. From any religion, they are asking her to come and talk because she's talking about humanity, she's talking about justice, she's talking about equality, and she's talking about diversity. I cannot really see anybody can accomplish so much, and we need a lot more ladies like that in this world. And I'm so proud and privileged to get this chance to really present this lady to you, although this lady really does not need any introduction. I just want to congratulate all our leaders and especially Dr. Rosie Milligan that I had the privilege and honor to introduce to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. That was awesome. Well, we're not done yet. Next is our fourth 2021 Community Empowerment Leader, none other than our own Senator Lena Gonzalez. A little bit about Senator Lena Gonzalez. Senator Gonzalez is a former Long Beach City Council member and longtime supporter of the Miss Single Mom Empowerment Forum. Senator Gonzalez was first elected to the state Senate in a special election in June 2019, and I remember that, and I remember voting for her. She was subsequently reelected in the November 3rd, 2020 general election for her first full 4-year term. As state senator, she represents nearly 1 million residents in Southeast Los Angeles, Signal Hill, portions of South Los Angeles, and Lakewood, and of course, her hometown of Long Beach. I'm not going to read her full biography because it's in the event program book, but what I am going to do is allow the senator to take the mic and speak to us in her own words. Welcome, Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Ms. Butler, and good afternoon, everyone. It's really awesome to be with each and every one of you today. It's the highlight of my day to be with other incredible women. I'm constantly with 3 boys at home, plus my husband, so it's great to have the female energy here, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ms. Butler. Yes, I've been a strong and motivated supporter of the Speak Up Empowerment Foundation. So I want to thank the team, thank Ms. Butler for the 5th annual Empowerment Forum. It gives me light to be able to be here because most importantly, I see other incredible women being honored, and I want to congratulate them for being honored. I see the experts that are here. Some of them are my friends, and I see the women that you've honored in the past, one of which passed away last year, one of our incredible leaders, Carolyn Smith Watts, who I had the opportunity to adjourn in memory in the Senate floor, but all these incredible women that were around, and it just gives me light. And it's really the highlight of me being a senator. It's also my honor to be here too, because I was that mom. I was a very young mom, like Ms. Butler. I was a 19-year-old mom on government assistance, not understanding what direction my life would go into. I had, my son's father around, but it was really difficult. And I remember people telling me that I wasn't going to amount to anything. They said, you're not going to get far. And I remember those words that still stick in my head, that I'm not going to get far. You're not going to do anything. So it pushed me. I ended up going to community college, and then it pushed me to continue on to Cal State Long Beach. And then it pushed me, and I remember graduating at Cal State Long Beach in 2009 with a degree in political science. And I had draped over me my Cal State Long Beach lapel and having put on there my son's name because it was for him. I didn't want to be a mother that didn't provide for my son, but also that was also encouraging him as well, that even though you were the son of a single mom, that you still can get your dreams accomplished. And so I put his name there and I gave it to him once I graduated in 2009. And that's a remarkable memory that I hope each and every one of you have, whether it's finishing a technical school, whether it's getting a certificate, whether it's graduating with honors, whatever you put your mind to, I know that you can do it. Now I sit here as your state senator, really proud to represent my hometown of Long Beach that I grew up in. I grew up in North Long Beach when I was younger. And then also introducing new cities. I have Southeast Los Angeles and a portion of South Los Angeles. Just today, I was in South LA, ensuring that hundreds of my residents would get vaccinated. And that's one of the largest and most important priorities of me as a senator now as COVID-19 is moving forward. It's not just to get people vaccinated and not just to get the health resources to people, but to ensure we're meeting them where they're at. And we know that Black and Brown communities are not getting vaccinated or the health resources at the same amount that our Caucasian friends are as well. We need to keep pushing for health equity. And that's why I was in South LA today in the middle of Florence Firestone at Roosevelt Park. And in under 1 hour, we got 100 people vaccinated. It was great. That is one of the things that we need to continue to do. A few other things that I'll let you know that I've done as a senator as well. We've continued to expand reproductive and maternal care. There's actually a really cool bill called the Momnibus Act that's been worked on at the federal and also at the state level. It's going to be able to provide more funding to do a few things, to provide trusted community-based organizations to provide maternal care, especially for Black mothers. Diversify the perinatal workforce so we can see people that look like us in our gynecology offices and in our doctors' offices as well. And meeting women where they're at exactly, as I mentioned, to improve outcomes for women. We need to do this in conjunction with so many other issues that we're fighting for, like expanding childcare and ensuring that we're supporting the workforce as well. But at the end of the day, we also need to empower more women to be at these places of power. So if many of you don't know, there's only 40 women in the legislature out of 120 of us, only 40 of us in California, only 40 women. And there's only a few Black women and also a few Latina women. And there are no Asian women right now. So we've got a lot of work to do to be able to push to ensure that we see women at every level of government, in commissions, on boards, and in your state senates and assemblies. So we'll continue to push for that as well. But I want to wish every single one of you a very happy Mother's Day. I know it could be tough sometimes, but know that you have Ms. Butler, you have all these incredible women embracing you and supporting you. And I also am embracing and supporting you. I'm going to contribute $500 to the event today. And I will make sure, and I know Ms. Butler is going to put that to good use to ensure that we get more support out to all the incredible women in Long Beach and Los Angeles. Just want to thank you all for having me and for this amazing community award. My 6-year-old said it's the coolest award I've ever gotten. So thanks to you. Appreciate it. And to all the honorees, thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and congratulations to all 4 of our 2021 Community Empowerment Leader awardees. You make us so proud. At this time, we're running a little bit over. Please stay with us because the afternoon panel is going to be coming up very shortly. And boy, do they have something to say. But before we jump in, you're going to hear from one of our primary sponsors today. LA Care has a message for everyone about their services, and we're queuing that up in just one moment. Yes, we're ready. And let's hear what LA Care has to say.
At LA Care, community is food drives and back to school events, resource centers, scholarships for future doctors, wellness programs and virtual care, affordable healthcare for all. Now more than ever, we are here for our community. For Covered California Enrollment Assistance, contact us today.
And I know I have some Spanish speaking. There we go.
La comunidad es recolección de alimentos y eventos de regreso a la escuela. Centros de recursos en su vecindario. Becas para futuros doctores. Programas de bienestar y recursos de autoridad y programas. Atención de salud para ahora más que nunca, estamos aquí para nuestra comunidad. Para la asistencia de inscripción en Covered California, contáctenos hoy mismo.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you again, LA Care, for being with us this year, for believing in what we do, for believing in our women, for supporting our women's health. That is critically important. Very quickly, we're going to hear from another one of our health vendors, the Black Infant Health Program. I cannot even begin to stress how important the Black Infant Health Program is to our particular communities. Joining us today will be Miss Angela Dixon Hamlet. Angie is going to tell you just a little bit about the Black Infant Health Program. And by the way, they are so active in this community. Angie, I know you're here.
I am.
She is. All right, Sandy, I'm going to flip the screen to you and let you talk to us about Black Infant Health for a few minutes. And by the way, we have been hearing those wonderful commercials running on KGLH.
All right. That's wonderful to hear. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for allowing us the time to be here. Thank you, Robbie, for all your love and support. You're always there for us, and we very much appreciate that. I'm just so pleased and honored to represent Long Beach Black Infant Health Program today on behalf of Gwen Manning, who is our coordinator, just to talk very briefly about what we do in Long Beach. Black Infant Health, if you haven't ever heard of us, has been around for over 30 years. And we have programs in Northern California as well as Southern California. And our goal in Black Infant Health is to improve birth outcomes for Black pregnant women and to really talk about and shout out about healthy relationships and healthy behaviors so that we have that healthy community that we so richly deserve. To qualify for our program, you have to identify as African American. We accept women that are 16 years of age and older. And you have to be pregnant or up to 6 months postpartum. So that just means your youngest is 6 months. And you also have to live for the Long Beach Black Infant Health in Long Beach or the surrounding areas. But as I said, there are programs throughout California. So you can feel free to give us a call if you'd like, if you're not sure which one to contact, and we can connect you. We know that racism, as well as social and economic stressors, play a major role in poor birth outcomes. Our babies are born on the average too early and too small. And we also know that poor birth outcomes also persist even with African American women who have a pregnancy at an optimal age. They have a high school diploma, they have higher education, all of these factors, but we still have poor birth outcomes. And so our program is all about helping our women have the healthiest outcome and to support them all the way through up to 1 year old for their baby. And even beyond then, we continue to hear from them and connect with them. Some of the things that we do right now, everything is virtual. So we do have group sessions and we do that now through Zoom for both our prenatal and our postpartum. And we talk about all different kinds of things. And when I say we talk about everything, we talk about everything and anything. But we do have a curriculum, and that curriculum includes things like African American history, stress management, and relationships. And then you have your baby, you come back and you go into postpartum group, which focuses on Afrocentric parenting and how your baby's growing. We provide transportation, coaching, all kind of referrals, support services from public health nurses and social workers. We have all kind of workshops, incentives, resources, and the list goes on. So we're really proud of our program, and we are happy to support today's program. So many wonderful speakers, and we just want to let you know that we are very much a part of the community. If you have any questions, we have some information in those wonderful bags that you're going to receive. So please feel free to reach out to us. And all of our services, by the way, are free. And so our goal, again, is the best birth outcomes because we deserve it. Our children deserve it. And we're going to come together and make history as the ones who break that cycle of generational infant loss. So thank you again. We appreciate you guys and have a wonderful rest of the workshop.
Thank you so much for sharing that vital and critically vital information with us today. In the program, it says we're going to take a break, but guess what? We're running behind time and we're not going to take a break. You can take your own break. What we're going to do right now is turn the program back over to our moderator so we can bring on our wonderful afternoon panel prior to our closing speaker. So let's keep the party going.
Thank you. And don't you go anywhere because we've got a lot of good programs left. So the afternoon panel, Deshaun Booker, can you give me a thumbs up so I can see you? Okay. Alicia Coulter, thumbs up. Yes, Alicia.
Alicia Coulter's here.
Yes, okay. And Amy Goldman. Thumbs up, Amy.
Thumbs up, I'm here.
Great.
And the last one, I'm still missing one. Who am I missing?
Alicia Deshaun Booker.
Alicia and Coulter.
Yes.
Ooh.
Got her?
Yeah.
Got her? You guys can see me? I can see your beautiful faces. Are we ready?
Dr. Sean.
Yes.
She needs to unmute.
Okay.
Ms. Booker.
Good afternoon.
Okay. So first, we're going to start with you ladies giving a brief synopsis about your area of expertise. If you can just take a minute before we get into the panel discussions, we'll start with Deshaun Booker.
Afternoon, everyone. How are you doing, beautiful ladies? Listen, I'm giving out smooches right now before we get started. It has been so delightful to be here this afternoon, this morning and this afternoon. I am so excited to be back in the space of awesome women. I am the founder and the CEO of Maximizing Your Magnificence. I simply take a stand to support powerhouse women in leveraging their 3 I's, being intentional, living and working from a place of integrity so that they can manifest increase in their life and their business in a maximized way. I am also the founder and creator of the Magnificence Formula, a formula designed to help women reach their highest potential while creating a successful, fulfilling lifestyle with joy. And I do this by working with women through an optimized and elevated courses, systems, and programs. And I'm so delighted to be here with you all. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Amy Goldman, can you give a brief synopsis about your area of expertise?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amy Goldman. I am the Director of Legal Services at Community Legal Aid with offices in Compton and in Norwalk. We're also on the other side, the other county, Orange County. But my expertise, I've been practicing law for over 15 years, and the majority of that time, I have been a family law attorney focusing mostly on representing survivors of domestic violence. So I'm going to be here to talk to you all a bit about your rights as mothers and some of the things that you have to navigate through the courts when dealing with, unfortunately, domestic violence or with custody.
Thank you. Alicia Coulter.
Yes, and it's actually Alicia. Thank you for having me. The name of my company is Advantage Health Now, and it is a public health organization centered in providing culturally sensitive public health services to Black and Brown people, including underserved and underrepresented communities. We collaborate with public health departments, healthcare systems, and hospitals with the goal of increasing health education and access to optimal healthcare services and advocacy within the community. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So let's get to the panel discussions. I will start with you, Alicia. That's right. So I'm going to start with you. So we know COVID-19 is a big area of concern. So are there any low-income programs that exist to help pay for COVID-19 health education issues and concerns?
So yes, I'm going to actually start with treatment for COVID-19. All treatment for COVID-19, specifically for low income, is covered by Medicaid and Medicare services. So anyone that tests positive for COVID, your testing is free and it's covered by the government. Your treatment is also free. So if you receive a bill in the mail, you can always contact the hospital's advocacy department to get more information in regards to that bill. As it is related to education, our business actually put on a different trainings for about a good month or two, but the city of Long Beach and the county of Los Angeles are always having health education informationals on Instagram, on different platforms, and they're always free. You can find them on all different social media platforms. But I think for individuals, their most concerns should definitely be centered around understanding that all treatment for COVID-19 is free and of no charge. Treatment and vaccination should charge you absolutely nothing. And if anyone is saying otherwise, you should contact your public health department, or you can always reach out to me. I believe my information is in my bio, or I will put my information in the chat.
Thank you. So Amy, a legal question. People want to know all the time, how do you get custody of your children? So you can tell us, what do I need to do to actually get custody of my child?
Yeah, important question. So the best thing to do is first figure out sort of what is your plan? What kind of custody order are you looking for? Think about what it is you're going to want. There's a lot of different kinds of custody arrangements. Sometimes parents share equal time, they find schedules. Sometimes there's safety concerns and the other parent needs to have very limited or monitored contact. So the best place to start is thinking about what you want. And when you think about what you want, it's actually the legal standard is what's going to be in the best interest of your child. So not about how you feel about the other parent, not about your frustrations, but what's going to be best for your child. And that's the place to start. Once you have that idea, then you're going to get custody to have a specific right about time or decision making. Those orders have to be made by a court. If we have another parent who is legally recognized, meaning they're on the child's birth certificate or the two parents were married when they had the child, to get those custody rights, it has to be through a court order. So that means that you can't just sign a paper and go to a notary and have custody. That's really important to know. Any agreements you make, whether it's signed or not, or witnessed and signed by someone else, that's not a custody order unless it's also signed by a judge and there is a case. So to get that court order, the signing from the judge, you would actually file what's called either a paternity case to get those custody orders if the parents aren't married, or it could also be a divorce. And in that divorce process, the termination of the marriage will also include custody and visitation orders. The other thing to know is getting custody of your child, the court's going to want to know, why is it the best interest? So once you decide, hey, this is what's going to be in the best interest of my child or my children, then you need to also be ready to explain why. If you have concerns, if the other parent lives far away, if the other parent has substance use issues or has not been present. So those are sort of the foundational steps to then go through the court process. And there are agencies, and I can talk about this later, and court services to be able to guide you through that process.
Thank you. Deshawn, this has been a tough year for everyone. So how does a person cultivate a healthy an abundant mindset in the middle of life's chaos?
Thank you for asking that question. You know, mindset is everything, but I first want to just start by saying, yes, COVID hit us, right? And when COVID hit us, it really interrupted our normalcy, but it also interrupted certainty. And for us, we all want to be certain about everything in our life, right? We want to make certain that what we know is going to continue to move through so that we get to our end result, whatever that may be. And so when I'm talking about mindset to women and to my clients, there's something that I call deleting and defending. And so when chaos happens, just like when COVID hit, and it's still here with us today, of course, it shakes us up. We start to ask ourselves, wait a second, am I going to be able to move through this chaos, this moment that has now allowed me to not know what's certain? The first thing we start to do is we go to our default button with our mindset of thinking the negative thoughts, right? We've all been there. We're now thinking and saying, am I going to get through this? There's thoughts of lack and scarcity and defeat, feeling defeated and hopelessness. And so what we have to do is we have to change our narrative of what's happening. Not that we're ignoring it, but we have to now delete the negative thoughts. We've heard that before, right, ladies and women and men? We've heard that. But what I mean is to go a step further. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. So when we're deleting the negative thoughts and files, how do we do that? Because it's simply to just say, don't think about it. But when you're looking externally at everything that's happening, right? Some of us lost our jobs. We've even lost family members. We had to move and take up root and go to another place. We know what that looks like, you know, financially, economically, what happened in our world globally. So when we're talking about in our own home, in our own community, the chaos, how do you delete the files? Here's what I want to offer today. First of all, I call it dumping. You have to dump all of the negative thoughts that are coming into your mind. How do you do that? I call it replay. I want you to write down at least 3 healing victories in your life. Look back over your life and replay by writing them down, at least 3 healing victories. These are moments in your life that you overcame battles and the deep thoughts and the dark hours that I call them. You had to overcome the chaos. You had to overcome the breakdown, the disappointments. Sometimes we forget, ladies, that we are striving and we forget that we have already overcome several trials in our lives and tribulations. So let's go back and resuscitate and resurrect every single healing victory that you've had in your life where you actually overcame and look back and say, how did I do it? When you write that down and you keep a note of it in your mental note and writing it down, because there's something about writing things down. You now are allowing it to be real in your life. Go and pick it up and walk with it and read it aloud and say, I remember when I became an overcomer in this particular situation. That becomes your healing victory. Replay it over and over. It is going to what? Delete the negative thinking. It is going to allow you to now create a new narrative in your life. I'm not talking about some hocus pocus or some type of, fairy dust. I'm simply talking about what's called neurological patterns of your brain. The brain only knows what to think because of your subconscious. So if you're going to say, I remember my healing victories because I did it. If I did it with God, yes. Why am I not resurrecting that? Why am I not resuscitating that and walking with it every single day through this chaos? We're going to have it because we're in a fallen world. It doesn't get any better than this. But how do you recreate and reconstruct your narrative? You've got to go back and get your healing victories, ladies and men, because it exists, it's real, and it's called deleting and defeating.
Amen. Alicia, so COVID-19 has been politicized from testing to vaccines. Who do you listen to? You listen to the CDC? Do you listen to your local government? Do you listen to your family? So because there's been a lot of discussion and some pushback with COVID-19 vaccines, who can we depend on for real life facts?
That is such an awesome question. And during our webinars, we talk about this. And one of the points that I drive home is we have to really take away, or if you include social media into your, one of my friends calls Facebook her newspaper. So if Facebook is your morning newspaper, Instagram, or any other social media platform, YouTube would have you, that is fine. Just make sure what you're, when you're using those platforms, that information is rooted and grounded in the science. So for instance, there is a scientist who worked for Pfizer. He was a vice president of research. So you see his name, you see his credentials, you're thinking, oh snap, I can listen to him. Well, back in October, he said that vaccines wouldn't be necessary to get us out of this pandemic. And why would we need to vaccinate otherwise healthy individuals? This is a waste of time and resources. Well, fast forward, we have the surge in California in December, and now it's March, and other countries like India and Canada are seeing a horrible surge. They do not have access to vaccines like we do. We are very privileged here in America to have access like we do to the vaccines. So although he's a scientist and you think, I can listen to him, he's not rooted and grounded in science. He's not rooted and grounded in the truth. He is rooted and grounded in falsehood. So you just have to make sure, even when you have Dr. Fauci and other CDC individuals speaking in highfalutin tone, right? Because sometimes it's challenging to understand what they're speaking about. You want to find someone that parallels. So when I give my webinars, I make sure that they are rooted and grounded in science, but in culturally sensitive information and in layman's terms. So you want to make sure the individual is not talking to you as an epidemiologist. I understand that because I have my master's in public health. I know what they're talking about, so I'm able to take that verbiage and clean it up and give it to you in clear and concise facts, but using terminology that we use every day. So you want to make sure that even though you use social media as your platform, that you want that the individuals are paralleling or saying things that are in line with science. So that means if you wearing masks, that still works. Washing our hands, socially distanced, we're going out and getting vaccinated when you're comfortable, when you feel as though you received enough information to make that decision, right? We understand that some people are not comfortable yet, but take the time out to go to webinars, take the time out to follow CDC, take the time out to follow Johns Hopkins, and to follow trusted individuals that are going to give you the information and give it to you in layman's terms. Please do not trust the renegade YouTubers that are saying, I saw some, actually it was an Instagrammer. Someone sent me an Instagram video. I get these all the time in my inbox. This one specifically, I was flabbergasted. It was a video saying that individuals were getting vaccinated. So I'm vaccinated, my husband's vaccinated. We have an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 15-year-old. Our 18 and 16-year-olds have received their first dose. Our 15-year-old is not eligible. What they're saying is, when I got vaccinated, because I was the first person in the house to get vaccinated, my vaccine then was transferred to my kids because I received it. I don't really understand that because nowhere in science or just in the world has that ever happened. Like nowhere, no how. And if that was factual, then I'd get the vaccine and my whole family is fine. I'm the proxy, and then they can just get their vaccine. They'll get their vaccine by way of me. Like that doesn't even make sense. And this woman went on for 15 minutes about this. I did not sit there and watch that for 15 minutes. I could only take 75 seconds of it. I clicked it off and I immediately messaged that person and helped them critically think through that. Like, does that make sense to you? When you get a tetanus shot, is your sister now safe if she steps on a dirty nail that's on the floor? I don't think so. So you have to use that same common sense with this vaccine. So use trusted sources. You can follow me. Yes or no. I'm not looking for that. I just want people to get trusted information. Even if you don't follow me, follow an individual that is going to give you truth and power. That is so important. This right now, this is my life's passion right now, is focusing in on making sure that Black and brown people get factual information about this vaccine and not feel as though it's the mark of the beast that is going to take you out. Okay, so please use individuals that are trusted sources and are not making things up and or fear-mongering. And thank you.
Thank you. So Amy, another legal question. I know during this year, a lot of people have talked about, I'm gonna leave the state. I'm gonna go live somewhere that's cheaper. So if I have legal custody of my child, can I move out of the state?
Lawyer's favorite answer, it depends.
Yeah.
So really it does. So the first thing to look at is make sure you really have legal custody. Do you have a court order that says you have legal custody? And what is that legal custody? Is the court order say that you have sole legal custody, or do you have joint legal custody? And the next part is the other parent, what kind of custody or visitation rights does that person have? Because the decision to move out of state could actually impact what the other person's rights are. And you can't, even if you have sole custody, if the other parent has some visitation, you can't unilaterally take that away. So the best thing to do when determining whether to go out of state, if you have a co-parent and you're no longer living with that co-parent, is step back from the legal process and have a conversation if you can do so safely. And so that conversation is talking about, here's the plan, here's why I think it would benefit our children, here is my proposal for our children to still have contact and connection with you. Does that work? I always, my job is to litigate, but I always encourage parents to try to find a solution together if they can do that safely. Now, in cases of domestic violence, that may not even be an option to have a conversation. But in a case where we're not concerned about safety of the other parent or safety of the children, then the first step is a conversation. And if there is agreement, get that agreement in writing. And that agreement, if you already have a custody order, you can actually request from the court to set up a mediation appointment. That is free. And write up your agreement, sign it, and the judge will sign off on it. You don't even have to go to court. If you can come to an agreement and you want to make that an official agreement, and you don't want to pay an attorney, that can all be done just through what's called the family court services and getting a mediation appointment. That's the best case scenario, right? But we don't always have the best case scenario. If the parents, the co-parents can't agree, if I want to move with my child and my co-parent says, no way, I'm not letting you go, I can't just leave. Because what my co-parent could end up doing is filing in court saying I took the kids away and I took away their rights, and the court would then determine where the child lives and what our rights are. So if I'm going to court, then I've got to show to the judge why it's in the child's best interest, and I have to really represent several factors. One is, how is it in the child's best interest? The next is, what is my plan? Making sure that there's a reason for it. I'm going to connect with family for employment, financial reasons. A lot of us had to move during the pandemic because we couldn't afford a lifestyle, maybe living separate from family. And so where's the schools? What is going to be the what is the current relationship with that other parent? And what is going to be the options for the relationship continuing? So I would have to present all of that to the judge, and then the judge would decide. Move-aways are hard to get. So when the parents can't agree, there has to be a really good reason for you to be able to move away with your child. And just for example, when the question I think was, can I move out of state? LA County is a strange place. We're too big, right? So I have had move away cases where my client lived in Lancaster and wanted to move down to, let's say, Long Beach. That's a move away case in California and LA, because that's a world of difference. That's hours away on a Friday afternoon. And so moving is really a very limited, it can be, if the parents can't make an agreement together, because the judge is always, unless there's real safety concerns, is going to decide on how are we going to keep the child connected as equally as possible to both parents.
Thank you. Thank you. Deshawn, these are all women are so phenomenal to me. What approach should we take to be an unstoppable woman? You're mute.
Okay, thank you. Oh my goodness, unstoppable. Okay, well, I love the question. Some of the questions, are layered, right? Like, a lot of times we're looking for, and I keep saying this, and I get women clients all the time, and we want to wake up the next day with the new way of being, and we want to be transformed without going through any of the work, ladies and men, right? But there's work that has to be done. So the first thing, we're talking about being unstoppable. That's a choice. Like, that's a choice. You have to choose to be unstoppable first and foremost. It isn't just what I call an emotional soundbite. It's not just a tagline. It's a way of being. It comes from your inner self, from your core self. So we're talking about being unstoppable, even in the face of chaos and breakdowns. And I want to really revolve that question around that, because that gives us a sense of reality, right? I thought I was unstoppable, honey, until everything started falling down around me, whatever those things were. I just knew that I had made up in my mind, ladies, that I was going to go after every single goal, every single vision that I had, that I knew God had given me. But when those breakdowns happen, when those disappointments happen, when I look back and I say, where is my tribe? Where is my community? And I can't see them. I didn't think I could be unstoppable. So the first thing is, that's a choice. That has to be a choice, because your choices are going to create your life story. And how do you see yourself ending your life story? Are you going to win? And so we're talking about being unstoppable. Number one, you must own your brilliance. And that means owning your purpose, owning who you are. Earlier, someone asked a question, how do you know what your brilliance is? How do you know what your purpose is? It's that rumbling in your belly that never goes away. It's the thing that you can do in your sleep. It's the very purpose that is your oxygen. It is the very thing that you want to serve the world with. When you know your purpose, you want to go and give it away, because you know that it was your destiny to serve from that platform. It was your destiny to serve from your cup that runs over. So if you're going to be unstoppable, you're going to first say, this is my brilliance. This is what I'm here to offer. It's my oxygen. You're operating in your gift. And there's no compromises to that. It's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. The next thing is that you have to understand, if you're going to be unstoppable, is that you must have prosperous vision. What's your vision? It should be prosperous. If I'm unstoppable, that means that I have an abundant mindset. That means there's resources overflowing. And so my vision is in alignment with that. It's prosperous. There is no lack. If I see lack, I know that I have to pivot, be flexible, because I'm being what? Non-negotiable on my path, right? To serving in the mastery of contribution. And so my vision is prosperous, how I give, how I actually began to allow myself to serve. So I write down those plans. I then execute those plans with my belief system. I want to share something with you. I hear a lot about writing down your plan. I'm going to give what I believe has been the missing point from A to B in manifesting what you want. I was doing it for years until I didn't know that I was doing it, and then I changed. It was a game changer for me. I write down all of my, I call them manifestations. I don't call them my goals, because back in my day, for me, in my life, when I was writing down my goals, for some reason, I became overwhelmed and they intimidated me. And so I call them purpose planning now, purpose planning. I gave a purpose to my goals so that I wouldn't give up. My why is always bigger than the fear. So when I'm doing my purpose planning, what I do is I write down what I want to manifest, but I also now write down what must I believe to manifest that. That there is why I am saying that I can be unstoppable. Write down your belief system for each of your purpose planning. Make sure you do that. And I read it every single night. I take my finger, I read every single one of my purposes, and then I read what I have to believe. Every night I do that. What am I always doing? Changing, right? The brain systems to think in an abundant mindset so that I can be unstoppable. The next thing I do is you want to find a tribe. We need support, ladies. Don't just stand on that island of isolation. I want you to be in collaboration with like-minded women. So get your mentors, get your coaches, get your village, get your support group. If you're gonna be unstoppable, get your team to support you as you support them. We have often been told we can do it on our own, but it's nothing like showing up even in this space with like-minded powerhouse women. The senator said it herself, you must have what? Your mentors. Also, Ivy said that you must have your mentors, no matter how old you are. Get your tribe if you're gonna be unstoppable. And then of course, the last thing is that I want you to remember to always, when you're being unstoppable, reward yourself. Small victories equal remarkable rewards. Small. We don't have to always see the big things that we're accomplishing. What about the small victories? They equal your remarkable rewards. And so that to me is how I'm going to show up to be unstoppable. And I hope that I can just give you that as an offering today. And thank you. Thank you so much, Sandra, for allowing me to share that and deposit that to these beautiful women.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to ask you ladies, if you can just spend a minute each closing comments, go, through over your topics and discuss whatever you want to for the next minute. Alicia?
Thank you for this. First of all, Ms. Robbie, thank you for having me. And secondly, I just want to say to all the moms on the panel, I'm a mom. And throughout the pandemic, especially early on, it was stressful. Being at home all the time, not knowing when the kids were going to go back to school. Thankfully, LBUSD went back last week for high schoolers, but it was stressful, and there was proof that we were drinking a little too much and doing things that to try and self-soothe. So I just want you all to know that you're to be encouraged and to know that you take care of your mental health, take care of yourself. It's okay to be selfish throughout this time because it is hard. It's very hard and very stressful right now. And so we're living in an abnormal space. And if whatever makes you feel comfortable with you, I want you to do that and making sure that you're protecting your peace and your mental health, because this is not normal. Being at home all the time, I mean, we're getting out more, but it's hard for some people because this is a learned behavior that we've been stuck with for the past year. So just be encouraged and know that we will get through this. But make sure you just take care of yourself as you get through this. Thank you, ladies.
Beautiful, beautiful. Amy?
Okay, I also want to thank the Speak Up Empowerment Foundation for having me and echo what Alicia said. These are hard times, and this especially comes through in our co-parent relationships. And when we were talking about safe at home during the beginning and the surges in the pandemic, I want everybody to remember home is not safe for everyone, and that there are times when it's unsafe because of domestic violence, because of an abusive or physically violent partner, and that there is help out there to request restraining orders. So that if you need that help, I put in the chat and I'll put it again, Community Legal Aid. We provide free legal services to low-income community members, and our family law services really focus on domestic violence survivors. So if you do feel unsafe, if you do think a restraining order is the right tool for you, we're actually at the Compton courthouses and the Whittier courthouse, and pretty much every courthouse in LA County has services to help you prepare a restraining order, which is a completely free process. So please reach out if you're feeling unsafe at home, if you need a restraining order, if you're concerned about the safety or the sharing in custody, reach out, because there are legal services, and anybody who qualifies for our services at least at the minimum gets advice from an attorney. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask the questions, because you have rights and it's so important that you know what they are.
Thank you. Amazing advice. And Mr. Sean,
Thank you, appreciate it. I want to give an umbrella effect here. Everything that we heard today was just absolutely transformational. It was awesome, right? We hear the information and then we take the tools and we say we're going to go out and we're going to implement them. There's two things that I teach when I'm coaching, and that is that number one, we can either live in the place of theory, or we can pack up our bags and move to practical living street, where we're actually going to live out every single tool that we've been given. We're going to actually live it out. So what I mean by that is, I said we are living in a fallen world, and not just now, we always have and always will be. That's the way that the world is. We have to be willing to bounce back. If we're going to invest and we're going to have a budget, if we're going to have healthy families, if we're going to shift and have great opportunities for promoting ourselves and our careers professionally and taking care of our children, our homes, if we're going to do those things, we need to be willing to bounce back. It's the bounce back factor that we need, ladies and men. I know that. I've lived that. I've lost my own mother. I've lost a sister. I've lost a bonus mom. And I knew that I couldn't have anything else to give and to serve. When I lost my mother in 2015, I went with her. I didn't have any bounce back factor until I allowed that bubbling and rubbing in my gut, in my body, and my feeling to say, you have purpose. Reminded me of my purpose. And when that happened, I chose to stand up and be willing to bounce back. So ladies, I offer this to you today. If you want to live your life magnified, if you want to maximize your magnificence, if you want to live your life to the fullest in which God has called you to do, not in theory, but on practical living street, always remind yourself to be willing to bounce back. Give your absolute yes. That means that you are surrendering to the call on your life. It's going to look very dull sometimes. It's going to hurt. Those pain points are real. But I know one thing for sure, that when you are willing to bounce back, your resources will show up for you and they will show out. You deserve everything that you desire in your heart. You deserve to stand to fight for your family, for your friends, for your children, and for generations to come. You deserve to leave a legacy. You deserve to live and to build generational wealth within your family. So always be willing to bounce back so that you can live your life magnified, as I know we all desire to do. And I just want to pour that into you. And I have been poured into today. I am so grateful and blessed. I'm going to continue to live on my practical living street. And I hope you will do the same. And I'll see you on the other side of magnificence. Thank you.
Wow, ladies, amazing.
Amazing, amazing.
Amazing. So we've been empowered all day. So Courtney Stanton is going to come speak to us about stepping into empowerment to close us up. Courtney, do you hear me? Give me a thumbs
I hear you. I am here. I don't know how I can come behind all of that great information and great news, but good afternoon, everyone. It's good to be here. I am honored and excited to be at the 5th annual Miss Single Moms Empowerment Summit. I want to say thank you to my soror, Ms. Robbie Butler, for this distinguished invitation, to all of the sponsors, amazing panelists, honorees, and guests. I am so happy to be here because I received empowering as well. I just want to give a little brief disclaimer. I am not an official representative of the Los Angeles Unified School District or Crenshaw High School. So the things that I say here with you today are a reflection of my own values, thoughts, and ideas. Now that I've gotten that out the way, how is everyone doing? Go ahead and type in the chat how you're feeling right about now. So far in this summit, as we've come to the end, on a scale of 1 to 5, I hope there's no ones, but 1 being, you know, I'm not so good. I had so much going on while the summit was going on, or a 5. You know what, sister? I have enough love, joy, and hope to share to lift everyone up. Could you put your ratings there in the chat for us while I continue on? That is awesome. I see a 10. Yes, feeling like a 10. Wonderful, wonderful. People are feeling empowered. Somebody's feeling 1,000. Great, 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 great. I am so happy to see that. Now, I just want to say, in the words of our sister Beyonce, all my single ladies, where you at? Can you just throw your hands up, throw your virtual hands up, throw your hands up on the screen? Just all of my single ladies. We are here today together, and I want to share with you what was put on my heart. I think somebody became unmuted.
Yeah, you need to keep your hands up, right?
All right, sisters.
Remember when
became
you grabbed
unmuted.
the ball and I was trying to get it?
Yeah.
That's because my fingers touched.
All right, sisters.
Right.
Look, that that happens. You know, we multitaskers. I'm Courtney Stanton, your sister, your mentor, your friend. And today I just want to love on you because I know personally the woes, joys, and pains of being single and being a mother. I have 2 sons and a daughter and 2 beautiful granddaughters. I raised my oldest son as a single mother until I got married, and then in my 4th year of marriage, got divorced after having my youngest son. At this point, I have been divorced longer than I have been married. And I want to tell you that I cried and shed tears on how this could be. I had already traveled the road of single motherhood, and now I'm right back there with another child. But can you say with me, but God? I'm going to say it, but God. So today I come before you whole. I come before you at peace, and I come before you with so much love in my heart to be able to encourage you, sisters, at this empowerment forum. You can do this thing. How do I know? Well, let me tell you just a little bit more about myself. I remember sitting at one of my big sisters' home. I don't have any real sisters, but this is one of my big sisters in the Lord, crying about not having enough, just always making it. But I had a degree. Why did I have enough? Why was I struggling? And her husband told me, he said, Courtney, it won't always be this way. 17 years later, I am a full-time employee with the Los Angeles Unified School District as an assistant principal at Crenshaw High School. But I didn't start there. I was a biology teacher at first. And then I just moved up in the ranks as God saw fit. I also serve as an assistant pastor at East 105th Street Christian Church, Disciples of Christ, under the leadership of Pastor Elton Penn. And I want to say that serving God's people is so rewarding, both in the school system and in the church. But the question remains, where do I have the time? Stay with me, ladies, stay with me. I'm also a student at Claremont School of Theology, where I'm pursuing the Master's of Divinity degree. I must tell you that I am not sharing these things because I want you to know how important, because I'm not that important, or how busy I am, but as an encouragement to you that you are not alone and that you can do it. I'm going to say it again. You can do it. Whatever your it is, you can pursue it, you can accomplish it, and you can become it. God has already shown us this through the first woman and woman of color serving in the second highest office of our nation, through Vice President Kamala Harris, and many other women that we know we saw today who have been honored amongst us, and those that we don't know who have persevered and made it. Sisters, I am also a daughter and a niece. So I'm a caregiver. I have a multi-generational household. That's why I kept my screen off, because you never know when somebody's going to come through your door. So as a caregiver, it is a privilege, but also it can be a challenge. Scheduling appointments, taking them here, meeting their needs, and still having to take care of my stuff. Yes, I said my stuff. So I didn't want you to get me twisted today. I just wanted you to know that I know the struggle is real. Being single and a mother, the struggle is real. Can you echo that in the chat for me? Let me know you with me. The struggle is real. But I want to mention this to you today. It is my faith, sisters, my faith that has kept me centered, balanced, and focused. I see you in the chat. I want to encourage you today to keep the faith. I think I need to say it again. I want to encourage you to keep the faith. The song says, Jesus, you are the center of my joy. Truly, Jesus has been the center of my joy. Because if I had looked at my situations, I would not be where I am today. So I encourage you to look to God for all of your help and all of your strength. They come from God. Sisters, mothers, don't you know that God wonderfully and fearfully created you, and that there is absolutely no one in this world like you? I think I need to tell you that again. I said, sisters and mothers, don't you know that God wonderfully and fearfully created you, and that there is absolutely no one in this world like you? Can you yell out where you are? I am wonderfully made. Say it again. I am wonderfully made. Okay, we need to establish this thing, so say it one more time. I am wonderfully made. I want to stop right here and invite you to do a short exercise with me, because I know we're running late on time. I love this exercise because it helps center, it helps to release, and it helps to receive. It's called the palms up, palms down prayer. Wherever you are, just put your hands, take the palms of your hands, put them on your thigh, sit up. If you're laying down, if you're leaning to the side, sit up. And then I want you to just center yourselves. If you have to, close your eyes, but I'm just going to do it just 15 seconds. I want you to release, release, release. So much has been said today that may have reminded you of where you were or what you haven't done, but I want you to release that right now under the sound of my voice. Release every negative conversation, every negative thought, every negative situation that happened before you got to the Empowerment Forum, and release what you think may be coming after you log off. Release right now. I'm just going to be quiet for 5 seconds. Release.
And Courtney, please forgive my rudeness.
That's
I had to
okay.
jump in. The meeting is set to end at 2:15, and I just wanted to announce this. No. If it kicks us out, we are extending the time. Please come back in, because we have about 15 more minutes, including our final giveaways. Thank you. Continue.
No problem. Thank you so much. Now just turn your palms upward, because I'm going to be here, done here quickly. Turn your palms upward and receive. Receive all that you heard today, because all that you heard today was good. All that you heard today was empowering. All that you heard today was lovely. Receive that you have been chosen. You have been selected. You are God's own. Receive, sisters. As I move forward, thank you so much. Don't you know that God thought about you when he allowed the seed of life to be planted inside of you? He chose you. Single, interestingly enough, has a couple of meanings, but the one I want to highlight is unmarried. And the example in the dictionary given is, quote, a single mother. Women, mothers, your marital status does not define your ability to be great. I think you might have missed that. Your marital status does not define your ability to be great. All it does is simply reveal that you are not married and you are parenting. I say this because I shared my story, and that's my story, but we all have a story, and your story is your story. Embrace your story and use your story to soar. You are here so your story is still being written. It does not stop with your singleness. It does not stop with your motherhood. Those are just areas or parts of your story, but you have many more chapters to write. So today, sisters, I want you to soar. That's right. It's your time to soar. What does that mean? Stand out and rise. To stand means to be in an upright position. Lift your hands and straighten up your backs and be you. Just you. Your singleness does not define you. Your parenting does not define you, but God already called you great, overcomer, and royal. So stand in your greatness. Stand as an overcomer and stand in your royalty. Stand out. Out meaning moving or appearing to move away from a particular place, especially one that is closed, enclosed, or hidden. It's the opposite of in. Move from where you are to where you are going. Don't hide your gifts under a bushel, but let your light shine as a lamp on a lampstand. Stand out and be great. Stand out and overcome. Stand out and walk in your royalty. Rise means to transition from a lower position to a higher position. So today, women of God, women of faith, single moms, rise wherever you are. Let's go higher. You can't stay where you are. You must stand out and rise, because someone is coming behind you and that you will have to share your story with. And you will let them know that you are just soaring in God's grace and favor. So soar, sisters, soar, mothers, soar, visionaries, soar, business women, soar, presidents, soar, educators, soar, engineers, soar, senators, soar, lawyers, soar, judges, soar, nurses, soar, customer service reps, soar, hair designers, soar, homemakers, soar, stand out and rise to be the best you. I just want to speak life as I come to a close, and wellness and peace over each of your lives. Panelists, hosts, sponsors, founder, and participants, award recipients. One thing we have in common is that we are all women, and there is nothing like the sisterhood of support. Let's stand out and rise together. Keep soaring. And I wanted to leave you with this song, but I know the time is short. It's been a blessing to me, but I hope it blesses you. You can look it up, Pastor Mike G. I got it. I got it. You got it. You got it. It's already yours. We got it together. God bless all of you. Soar, sisters. Stand out and rise.
What a word. What a word. What a word, Courtney. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, man. I'm about to and soar. like I do every day. All right, we are coming to an end, to the end of our program, but we're not quite done yet. We still have 3 vendors who have been waiting to share their information with us really quickly. I have Ms. Sharon Lamb, who represents Legal Shield and the Ladies of Justice. Sharon's going to very, very briefly share her information with us. I know we're running over. That's what happens when you have so much to say and so little time to do it. Sharon, if you would, please. I know you're queued up, but we're going to bring you up in just a moment, as soon as we can find you, as soon as we find you.
I'm here.
You are. Okay, Sharon, please, you've got the mic. We're going to make it brief because we're running out of time and I don't want to get cut off before you say what you have to say.
Ladies, I am so grateful to have this opportunity to be on as one of your little vendors that comes out every so often to see all of you and watch these wonderful women strengthen themselves and strengthen each other. I know we have a short time here. I put a link up on the screen, the chat, so that people can just go right to it and view it. Legal Shield is here to help you with your legal services, as well as any identity theft issues for small businesses, as well as for families and individuals. Don't hesitate to look at the information. I know we're short on time, so ladies, have a blessed day, and thank you again for allowing me to be back here again.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Adrian Duncan, are you with me? Adrian is the owner of Duncan Hauling Company, and he is a Prudential life insurance agent. Adrian supports us every year. I don't see him on right now. We're looking for him. I'll tell you very briefly, if you need some hauling done, please call him. He's based right in Compton. He will take care of you as if you are his own family. I am going to post his information in the chat screen, in the chat. I don't see Adrian on right now. He's probably on a job out there moving somebody or hauling something, or probably writing that much needed insurance policy. Well, our last vendor, she represents Paparazzi Jewelry, and we're going to bring her up because we've got a little slide, her little, bear with us just one moment.
She's got a slide.
She's got a presentation. It's so cute. She's 80, she's in her 80s. She represents Paparazzi Jewelry. Let's go down there. And there we go. Oh, yes. And I had to trick her into making this video to share her business with you. Let's see. Oh, that's not the one. Let's go back, Jonathan, really, really quick. Again, I take full responsibility for any hiccups we have going on today. It's Miss Nettie.
That would be it. I don't see anything else.
Let's see. Hold up.
Paparazzi slide.
That's not her. Let's do this right quick. We're gonna make it easy. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna go down. I'm probably sharing way too much information, but that's okay. Where is Miss Nettie? Because you have to see this. It's just way too cute.
She's slide number 18.
Slide number 18, but
Yes. Yes.
That's just a slide, but you don't get to act. Oh, okay. Here we go. Right here. Open. Where is it at? Let's bring it down here. Well, we may have to skip it, and I may have to just send it out and share it with you later. But it's just so super cute. Here we go. No, okay. Well, moving right along, I am not going to belabor this today because I've already held you captive longer than I expected to.
Back to your camera.
Yeah, back to the camera. It's been a good day. It's been more than a good day. This has been an awesomely God-blessed day. And I'm so thankful for him bringing all of you to here together with us. Before we close it out, before we say our final goodbyes, yes, you know I'm about to give away some more money. So let's bring up that wheel one more time. I'm sorry, is that it?
The Chrome, Google Chrome.
I'm trying to give away some money, y'all. I think you'll stick with me just a couple more minutes.
Where wasn't it?
Here we go. I'm so close. We're so close. We're so close. This is not. So we refreshed it. So how about this? How about if we spin the wheel and I'm going to email our winner and make arrangements to get you your gift card so that we don't belabor the meeting any longer. And I promise you, I'm going to let you know who the winner is. All right. So now we're at the point where we're going to thank you for being here with us again today. Ms. Sullivan, Dr. Kalegi, they're going to give you closing remarks, and then I will kick us out.
Thank you for joining us today. You know, this is a very special occasion for us because my mom was a single mom also. So every year when we have this event, it gives me another opportunity to let her know how grateful I am for what she did for my sister and I. And I know that you out there have been encouraged and inspired today, and we want you to play forward what you've heard today. So thank you a gazillion times for being with us. And I know that you're going to have a good rest of the year, a good rest of your life. Dr. Kalegi?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to thank everyone to stay with us today. And I also want to thank every one of you for putting us such a beautiful event. And you know, this is the first time we did it virtual, and it was as good as the actual. And I can't wait until next year when we all meet and have a beautiful in-person summit together. And I would like once again to congratulate all our community leaders. We are very proud of them, and absolutely, I'm talking to you very sincerely. I am not a single mom. My mom wasn't a single mom, but I was inspired by all of you. All of you, you all have done great job, great speaker, and thank you, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Awesome, awesome. So on that note, I'm going to just remind you of a couple of things really quickly. Number one, with access to the right resources, information, and education, you can accomplish whatever it is you want to do in life. I firmly believe that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I'm used to being in the ballroom where I would have my flute filled with sparkling cider. Well, we're doing this remotely, and I forgot to bring the flute. So I'm going to raise my glass in a toast to your success. And Barbara stands in agreement with me. And just remember, ladies, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Don't forget, we have amazing gift bags for you. We have lunch certificates for you to feed you. We will be here on site at the Long Beach Airport Marriott Hotel in the parking lot. Please come by, grab your gift bags, allow us to feed you lunch. And if you're close by and you want to give today, well, there are only 2 of you because we're going to still spin the wheel and announce the winners and make arrangements to get you your gift card. Because I want to give it away. When they give me anything, I simply open my hands, release it, so that I'm in position to receive more blessings. Thank you so much. And happy Mother's Day to everybody. We'll see you again.
Thank you. Thank you. It's beautiful.
At the Marriott Hotel in the Grand Ballroom. Thank you so much for being with us again. Good day.
Woo, thank you. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Beautiful, beautiful.
We're done.
Thank
you.